I drank all this? I didn't expect that. Okay. I thought I poured myself a drink before I sat down. Not a drink. I'm talking about Kool-Aid or Crystal Light. That's as crazy as my drinking gets. Wow, wacky water. That's about it. Okay, anyway, sorry. Let's grab, give me just a second. Let me get chat up here. There we go. Crystal Light. Yo, Striker, you're fast. All right. Pop out chat. Boink. All right, let's grab it and put it on here. Give me just a single second. Chat capture. There we go. My son's yelling at his friends on the computer. Hey, Maki, can you close the door, please? Him and his friends like talk about lag on Roblox and yell about it. It's pretty extreme. Uh-oh.
You know, like my character keep lagging on Roblox. It like keep making me jump nonstop. Like, I woke it.
Okay, all right. Let me try and help you out here.
Stop working and suddenly start jumping like crazy.
Settings. Okay. Just a second, everybody. No. I didn't say you changed anything, buddy. I'm not blaming you. It's yeah, what is going on? Can you warp real quick to somebody? Who's someone okay to warp to? Oh, how about this? Can you warp to one of these people real quick?
Huh?
Can you warp or do you have to stay here?
I go back here again because I'm keep lagging.
It looks like you're rubber banding somehow, and that's not your fault at all. It's just rubber banding due to like server problems. Yeah. It's not here with our internet. It's there with like their server holding that world is rubber banding you. That whatever that one is, you know how people like rent a server or do whatever. They're probably paying for very, very bad latency. Sorry. Hello, Jonah. Glad you're here. Okay, give me just a second. Okay, sorry about that. All right, chat. There we go. Properties. How are you guys doing today? You guys doing all right? What's the new one? Is that it? Okay. I hope you guys are doing okay. Oh, and there we go. Why did I turn it off? That was weird. Adam, Striker, Jonah, how you guys doing today? You guys doing all right? Whoa, you're moving the wrong thing, Scott. Yikes. All right. Okay, actually what I should do with this is make my picture overlap it. There we go. That's a little better. A little bit better. Man, when are they ever going to make this chat better, dude? What does that mean? What is that going to do? Hell yeah, got my sandwich, got my beer, smoking, chilling with y'all on EVE Online. Well, man, you sound like you're having a great time, dude. All right, that's cool. I like it. Honestly, it makes me really happy when people have this on for chill and stuff like that. Because there's a bunch of videos I watch whenever like I'm chilling out for the rest of the night, maybe sitting down with a big old drawing I want to do, or just maybe have a game while I'm playing and I need some noise in the background. And so when I become that for other people, it makes me really happy. Feel very, very cozy feeling. All right. China's Deepest Noodle Bowl. Is that the name of your restaurant? Oh, you're saying Darkest Creepypastas. Okay. So this is a video that came out recently on Sakura Stardust. I haven't watched it yet. I actually saved it to watch it with you guys. We're just going to sit, react. As you probably know, Sakura has like some of the best stuff ever. High quality, well researched. I think she might actually speak, I don't know if it's fluent Japanese, but whenever she says something or pronounces something, her pronunciation is like on point. So we're really getting high quality from her here. And this is Japan's darkest creepypastas. She's got a word for it I've never heard before. So it starts out like that.
Terrifying that for a long time I convinced myself that there's also the word kopipe, Japan's
Kopipe. Wait,
The
hold on.
word creepypasta isn't really commonplace in Japan. Instead, they have sharekowa, a mix of the words stylish and scary.
Okay. Oshade. Hey, Maki, can you give him some food? Just any snack. I don't know. He's freaking out. He just had snacks. Like, yeah, give him whatever snack is fine, man. Yeah, sure. Yeah, give him that. Okay, so you've got oshare, means like cool, or I've mostly only heard that word when people are complimenting your style of dress or like some part of your own style. Like, I definitely got told this a bit. I think just because people be nice, right? In general, Japanese people are just very nice, so they'll compliment you even when perhaps you don't deserve it, and they'd be like, Scoto sensei, hontoni oshare. And I'd be like, really? What did I wear? And they're like, well, today you've worn a suit for our graduation. And it's like, well, yeah, you guys are all wearing suits too. We got to wear suits for graduation. They're like, oshare. But share koa. So like cool and creepy, or cool and scary. I've never heard this before. So a very new word. Have you seen Dogen's videos on Japan? Yeah, of course. I just talked about Dogen. I just talked about him in my last video. There's actually one video Dogen has that we need to watch together called something like the delusional gaijin in Japan or something like that. Or he's got like a great message in that video. I have watched quite a bit by him. I finally realized his full story after that video, that he's not actually, his Japanese is like so crazy good that I thought like maybe he was half Japanese. But no, he actually he majored in Japanese in college and then just was like kind of an otaku he was Nihongo no otaku.
I can't move. I suddenly cannot move.
Anywhere?
Yo, look.
Okay.
My character is suddenly being.
Okay, can you close the game and get back into the game?
I did that. I already
Okay.
did that, but I still keep lagging.
Right. Hold on.
Like suddenly making my character not move.
Give me a second. Oh, you haven't updated.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to you need to update.
What?
When you don't update your iPad or iPhone or whatever, then your connections start to lag and everything. In fact, I think you may have been downloading it as you're playing, and that's why you're. Well, let me see if it's about to restart. What does it say about? Okay, finish setting up. I don't need passcodes. Come on. Sorry, guys. I want to fix this for him so he has a happy Saturday. Don't use passcodes. I don't need passcodes. Set up later. We don't need CD. Okay. Okay, bud, try. Well, actually, you know what? Like, you need to turn this thing off and restart it, because you just had like a whole new. What was happening was the new operating system was downloading while you.
Turn off?
Yeah, turn it off and turn it back on, because you just got a whole giant update. There's the 18 point whatever now, and that's why you were getting crazy lag. Hey, Alejandra, what's up, Ann? All right. Anyway, sorry. Let's get back to it. I apologize for pausing. Get ready for some wacky soba.
There's also the word kopipe,
Kopipe.
Japan's version of copypasta. At their core, Western creepypasta are just sharekowa kopipe. Some, like Kisaragi Station, have made their way overseas. But today, we're diving into terrifying stories famous within Japan. Ones you might not know, but won't forget. Let's get started.
Let's. Chika no Maru Ana.
This tale was first cited on internet forums in Japan back in 2011. It's been rated by many as among the best internet horror stories out there. 17 years ago, when I was in high school, something happened. Something so terrifying that, for a long time, I convinced myself that it was just a dream. But it wasn't. I grew up in a quiet rural town, the kind of place where nothing ever happened. We had rice fields, mountains, and a tiny karaoke bar an hour away. That was my life. But then, in 1991, something strange happened. A massive religious facility, built on the outskirts of town. Nobody wanted it there. My parents, our neighbors, everyone protested. They wrote petitions, held rallies, even tried to get the media involved. But the organization behind it had power, money, and most importantly, secrets. The town was struggling, and with a large donation, the facility was built anyway. It was a huge compound surrounded by towering walls. A fortress. And yet, despite its size, we never saw anyone go in or out. No voices, no movement, just those enormous gates.
I will say, sometimes there are some strange religions that pop up in Japan. I'm sure you all know Aum Shinrikyo, the sarin gas attacks on the Tokyo subway. That's, I don't know if I'd call it, that was like a mix between cult and religion. You saw my thumbnail for the stream. I was like, how can I be more ridiculous? Yeah, so this does happen. In fact, when I was last in Japan, was it? I'd say no, not last time, but like about 2 years ago when I was in Japan, I did have somebody come up to me and hand me a pamphlet on the sort of cult version of Buddhism. I forget what the religion is called. It's still?
Look, it's like still lagging and still like I'm jumping.
Is this in every game that you
Yeah.
join?
Yeah. No, I didn't check it out. I just play fish. It's just like, but other people never happen. Well, just me.
There's no update for. Hold on.
It's like it was a huge update for fish,
Ah,
but other people doesn't.
they're not having this happen.
Yeah.
When you play it on your phone, are you still having that problem? Well, actually, why don't you try to play? Okay. You should try maybe play it on your computer, see how it is on your computer. Because it seems like it might be an iPad problem if it's. You don't want to play it on the PC? Okay, all right, sorry. Go ahead, try on your phone. Tell me if you have the same problem on your phone. You need to log out of here? We'll kick you or what? Try on your phone. If you're still having the same problem, I'll look deeper into it. Fulong Gong flyers. I don't know what that Fulong Gong. I'm unsure what that is. What if there's a long cave where everyone goes out of miles way? Wait, what? Anyway, sorry. Okay, so you're given this flyer, and it's the English translation on it said something like Happy Buddhism, and I brought it home and showed it to my wife, and she's like, "Oh yeah, this version of Buddhism is like totally insane." And in fact, the people who owned our house before we moved in, they were part of this religion, and it's like a version of Buddhism that's like cult-like and requires like tons of proselytization, as in going door to door and being like, have you had Buddha walk into your life recently? Think about joining our church, or what? I don't know what they went to. They didn't have a church. They didn't have a temple or a shrine. They would like meet in places that they deemed worthy of a ward office or a town hall type setting. And then it just got into like really, really like ridiculous donations that you would have to give in order to like learn more about it. It was like as if Scientology became Buddhism is kind of the way it worked. It totally different from normal Buddhism. Buddhism like talks about not trying to push anybody to do anything. Like, it's literally against the teachings of Buddhism to try and go out and be like, hey, you really need to join because you don't. Hey, don't scratch. Hey, Deco. Okay, yeah, you can climb, but just don't scratch. Sorry, I'm like really distracted all of a sudden. I got my son asking me one thing, my cat doing crazy stuff. And so they've kind of like molded Buddhism into some sort of wacky, weird, cult-like, go out and pressure people to join. And I've heard like really weird stories from it. I forget. I want to say it was like a friend I knew who was talking about Abroad in Japan, and Abroad in Japan had this video where he said this lady invited him to go eat cake, and it was just like a random lady out of nowhere. And a friend of mine who saw that video said, yeah, they're part of that cult that like will bring you out to their ceremony, and like they'll have cake and stuff ready for you to eat. And it's just weird. Like, you're like, what are we celebrating? And they're like, that you've come today and joined us, that you're part of our religion now. And then you're just like, what? I wish I should have kept that flyer, man. It was really weird and wacky. Although I have heard there's actually some Australian movie stars who've joined it. For example, Orlando Bloom, I believe, is part of that religion.
It keeps crashing. Yeah, I play it on my phone.
Okay. How else could you join it? What about do you want to try and play on the Switch? I don't know what's going on. I don't know. He's trying to join Roblox, and like he's stuck in a jumping animation, and it won't let him out of it. I don't know if it's lag or it's, I don't know. It's this fishing game called Fish, and it's spelled Fisch. Was it after the update?
No, I started playing Alex and playing with Alex. I thought it started like stupidly like laughing. Anyway,
Let me check the connection.
my connection is normal.
Is it only happening in this game? Go to another game and check. Because if you're not super laggy in another game, then it's just something going on with the programming of that server. They just had a massive update on it, and now his character's like stuck in a jump animation like eternally. All right. Hey, Meadow, what's up? Alejandro says, I hate that. Don't pressure me into a religion. Yes. There's one thing I've always stood for, and that is not pressuring anybody into any kind of belief system. That kind of stuff pisses me off. It really pisses me off. The reason being is I've heard it comes from growing up in Florida and people being Christian. And look, like I have some Christian beliefs myself. I believe in God. I'm not some kind of crazy atheist Redditor. Okay. But I met quite a few Christians who would literally walk up to me and like be like, do you know if you're going to heaven or hell? Like, you need to join Jesus today. And this is like, who are you to judge me? You know? And the other stuff would, they'd just be like kind of cramming it down here. That you need to show up at our church, or, the worst thing I've seen from it is people who are going through a really, really hard time, and they take advantage of that. Like maybe they had a loved one recently die in their life, or they went through like a divorce or a bad breakup or something, and they're like really hurting emotionally. And these people swoop in at that time and take advantage of their mental state being fragile.
Other people was happening too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, was happening too.
Oh, then it's not it's a programming problem. Okay, it's now affecting everybody. They're all jumping Jehovah wits or whatever. Okay, sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me get back to this video. I apologize for all the interruptions.
Looming over us like silent watchers. At first, we were just curious kids. My friends and I would ride past on our bikes, daring each other to get closer. But as time passed and nothing happened, our interest faded. Until one night, In our last year of high school, my friend, let's call him Friend A, made a suggestion. Let's sneak in. He claimed he heard from his parents, who ran a local supermarket, that the inhabitants weren't dangerous. In fact, they were good customers, spending tens of thousands of yen on groceries every single day. But what really caught our attention was the rumor of a beautiful girl who lived in those walls. A girl who visited the store daily. Bored and restless,
Just a heads up, boys. Never date a girl who lives in the walls. Okay? A little bit of dating advice for you. If someone said she's really beautiful, the only thing is she lives in the walls of a building. Yeah, don't. That's kind of like a red flag right there. Wall living, male or female, creeping through the tiny little, in between. Yeah, sure, of course, bud. I can't.
I can't open it. It like keep the plastic keep twisting.
Okay, you got it, bud.
Yeah.
How are those? Are those pretty good?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get more next time. Did you eat your breakfast that I made you? If you're wondering why I'm saying breakfast, he woke up at 3:00, and it's now 5:00. So sometimes I give him stuff and I find out later he never ate it. Okay.
we
Sorry.
agreed to do it. There were supposed to be 7 of us that night, but 2 didn't show. 5 of us gathered outside the abandoned post office near the compound. We left our bikes in the shadows and walked towards the enormous gate. The carvings at the top, twisted faces with hollow eyes, seemed to watch us as we approached. My friends joked about them, saying they looked like demons or hanya, laughing together about how the people inside were probably demon worshippers. That's when A spoke. There's a side entrance. I know how to get in. We followed him along the outer wall until we reached a small wooden door. A pushed it open. No locks, no chains. It creaked softly, inviting us inside. The grounds were empty, just a vast open lot, leading to 3 towering buildings with strange, unfamiliar architecture. No guards, no cameras, just silence. It was almost too easy. Then we found the restroom, a modern, well-lit structure, standing in the middle of the compound like it didn't belong. A sat down on a bench outside and lit a cigarette. Let's take a break, he said. We argued. Staying any longer was risky. If we got caught, it could ruin our lives. But A just smirked, took a drag, and then, without a word, walked into the bathroom. A few moments later, a voice echoed from inside. Hey, come look at this. We hesitated, but curiosity won. One by one, we stepped inside. A was standing by the last stall, grinning. Open it, he said. Friend B scoffed and pushed the door open. Inside, instead of a toilet, there was a staircase. A narrow concrete passage leading down into darkness. We stared, a cold wave of unease settling over us. This isn't normal, I muttered, but A just shrugged. Let's check it out. I refused. So did B. But the others? They laughed, calling us cowards, and descended. A followed them, leaving us alone in the eerie silence.
And Silent Hill.
We heard footsteps. Not from below, from above.
Eh?
Multiple sets, slow, deliberate, getting closer to the bathroom. I looked at B. He looked at me. We froze. The bathroom had no locks, nowhere to hide. The only way out was back through the side gate. But in the darkness, we'd never find it again in time. B grabbed another stall door. Locked. He tried another. Locked. The footsteps were at the entrance now. The door creaked open, and then, in desperation, B whispered, "We have no choice. We have to go down." I didn't
What?
want to. Every instinct told me not to.
Just
but
run out of
the
there.
footsteps were coming inside. So we ran. We descended 10 steps before reaching another door. B yanked it open, and we stumbled into a dimly lit concrete room. Pale orange light flickered from exposed bulbs.
Okay.
In the center of the room hung a massive iron ring, like a giant hula hoop, suspended in air. It was embedded into the walls, ancient and ominous. "What is this?" I whispered. B shook his head. "Where are the others?" And then we heard it. The footsteps had reached the top of the stairs. I squeezed my eyes shut, praying, trying to convince myself that this was all just a prank, a mistake. But then the murmuring started. Low voices, whispering, chanting. 10, maybe more. I opened my eyes, and then the toilet doors upstairs began to open, one by one. I don't know how, but I knew. Those stalls weren't empty when me and my friends had arrived. And then the footsteps began descending. I turned to B. He was trembling. "Run," he whispered. He sprinted towards the iron ring, and the moment he passed through, he vanished. Gone. Not to the other side, not to another room. He just disappeared. I was paralyzed. My mind refused to process what I had just seen. And then the door behind me creaked open. A figure peeked inside. An old man with long white hair, wearing a strange golden crown. His face stretched into an unnatural, twisted grin, one of pure malice. I had never felt terror like that before, so I did the only thing I could. I ran straight into that iron ring. And then nothing. I woke up in the hospital.
What?
My body felt weak, foreign. A woman was crying at my bedside, calling me her son. A young girl clung to me, sobbing. "Big brother, you're finally awake!" I didn't know them. I didn't know where I was.
Okay.
And then the doctor came in, telling me something that made my blood run cold. "You've been in a coma for almost 2 years." They said
Whoa.
I had been found unconscious next to my bicycle, as if nothing had ever happened. My past, my real family, my home, gone. No one remembered A. No one remembered B. No one remembered that night. For years, I convinced myself I was crazy, that my old life had been a hallucination. I even started to believe it. Until last month, a letter arrived at my home. "Do you remember me? It looks like we're the only 2 out of the group that made it out of that place. I know who you are. I know what happened. Meet me. You are not alone." I actually didn't remember the name in the letter at all. It was not a name that belonged to any of my friends that night. Regardless, after 17 years, I think I'm about to find out the truth. I don't know what's going to happen when I meet this person. That's why I wrote all this down online today. I want to leave this here as proof for my wife and for my younger sister. Wish me luck.
Wait. For my wife and my younger sister. I thought he was like a kid. I mean, like, I get he crossed over into a different dimension, right? That's what we're being told, right? But, like, he was riding his bike. She was in a dude's body? Wait, was it a girl to begin with? I should have paid more attention. Oh, Scott, you silly ADHD head. I'll listen to it again some other time. I don't want to make you guys go through it all the way over again. All right. God, hold on. I got food stuff. I was eating this steak. It was really good, and part of it got stuck between my teeth, and it just drives me insane. I can't leave food stuck between my teeth. Oh. All right. Sorry for that, guys. Okay. Did anyone make more sense of it while I was gone? Oh, the girl was a narrator. Oh, no. The girl is Sakura Stardust. She's like always like a female. Why did I say that so weird? Like, duh, of course she's a female. Like, what? So yeah, Sakura Stardust is always a female. For some reason, she never changes. I don't get it. That was the weirdest sentence I ever went about doing. Okay. Anyway, what does it say? Akaruto. All right. Okay, let's see if she has more to say about the plot.
So, the poster never posted a follow-up to this.
Okay.
At least, I cannot find one. This story is similar to how the infamous Kisaragi Station post also ended without a conclusion. Just the poster inferring they would update, and they never did. This implies the poster was unable to return to the forums and tell the rest of their tale.
I think the scariest part is that even alternate dimensions have Nichan. That's the scariest part. Is that X-Board exists in multiple dimensions, which is kind of like, oh, okay, there's no saving us from Nichanoru. So, I mean, what's the point? Binoculars. Food stuck between the teeth, feet. I am a rapper. Okay, cool, man. Let me definitely check out that first album before it goes platinum.
This creepypasta is about 16 years old now, from 2009. Its title is Binoculars. I have an unusual habit. Some might even call it strange. Every night, when the town settles into its slumber, I climb onto my rooftop with a pair of binoculars and watch. There's something mesmerizing about the silence, the way the streets, usually bustling with life, seem frozen in time. The distant glow of a lone vending machine, a taxi struggling up a hill with a drunken passenger, the silhouette of a massive water tank against the night sky. These simple sights fill me with an odd thrill. To the west of my house, a steep slope stretches downward in a perfect line, giving me a clear view of everything at the top. That night, I was idly scanning the vending machine when something caught my eye. At first, I thought it was a large moth flitting through the air, but then I saw it. A figure, small, thin, moving impossibly fast down that slope. I blinked, gripping my binoculars tighter. It looked like a child, or at least it had the shape of one. It appeared emaciated, and it was running straight towards me.
Oh no.
Then, as if it had known all along that I was watching, it smiled.
Ew.
A wide, unnatural grin stretched across its face.
Yeah.
And it raised a hand, waving eagerly. My stomach dropped. It wasn't just looking in my direction. it was looking at me. For a moment, I was frozen. I couldn't tear my gaze away from its gleaming eyes, its too wide mouth, its frenzied, uncanny movements. Then, a sickening realization hit me. A deep, primal warning from some buried instinct. I stumbled down the rooftop stairs, heart pounding, and bolted my door behind me. My breaths came in ragged gasps as I pressed my back against the wood, gripping the handle as though my life depended on it. What the hell was that? Then, I heard it. Soft at first. Just the faintest creak of weight on the rooftop stairs. I clamped a hand over my mouth. The footsteps were slow, deliberate. It wasn't just wandering, it was searching. Searching for me. I backed away, trying not to make a sound. In the middle of my living room, I grabbed the heaviest thing within reach, an iron. My hands were trembling so badly I could barely hold it steady. And then the steps stopped. Silence. For a moment, I had let myself hope. Maybe it had gone. Maybe...
Whoa!
The door rattled violently as the chime rang over and over in erratic bursts. Then came the banging, rapid, desperate, inhuman. And beneath it all, a sound that made my blood run cold.
Somebody hungry. You hear that tummy rumbling?
A low, guttural moan. The noise slithered into my ears, unnatural and broken, like something that had never spoken before, but was trying to now. My chest clenched, my body refused to move. The knocking grew louder, more frenzied, shaking the entire door. My pulse pounded so hard that I thought I might pass out. And then, once again, silence. No more knocking, no more moaning. I stood there, iron in hand, heart hammering against my ribs, unwilling to breathe. I didn't sleep that night. I didn't move. I just stood in my living room, waiting, until the first rays of sunlight finally bled through the curtains. Only then did I dare to exhale.
Okay.
I don't know what that thing was. I don't want to know. But I do know one thing. I'll never use those binoculars at night, ever again.
Oh, okay. So... I don't know, man. I feel like I've definitely read scarier ones. No offense to Sakura Stardust. I'm not trying to diss her at all. I'm just wondering where she's getting these from. Like, I think they're probably mostly from the equivalent to Xboard. But I think you could get darker ones on Saya and Underground. I don't know. I'll talk about it later after this finishes. It looks like we only got we're about halfway through here.
The first incarnation of this creepypasta emerged on 2chan around 2005. Those of you familiar with Jujutsu Kaisen may be familiar with that name, but the 2chan thread telling this specific story predates the manga by over a decade. I work in construction. It's not the most glamorous job, but it pays the bills. Most of the time, the work is straightforward. Tear down old buildings, make way for new ones. No big deal. But sometimes, you dig up things that were meant to stay buried. That's what happened when we were assigned to demolish an old temple in Iwate Prefecture. No one visited the place anymore. The building was ancient, crumbling at the edges, its wooden beams groaning under their own weight. The kind of place that felt forgotten by time. I was halfway through breaking down one of the outer walls when a coworker called me over. come take a look at this. He stood by what looked like a long, blackened wooden box. It was nearly 2 meters long, the wood rotting and warped with age. A single piece of yellowed paper was pasted on the lid, its ink smudged and faded, barely legible. I squinted at the writing, making out only fragments. Taisho. Year? July. Spell used. Both sides sealed. A chill ran down my spine. Where was this? I asked. Behind a sealed-off room in the main hall, my colleague said. No door, no windows. Like they wanted to keep it hidden. That should have been the first warning. Instead, we did what any logical workers would do. We left it alone. The contractor promised to call the property's former head priest in the morning. Let him deal with whatever this thing was. For the night, we stored it in a shelter near the site. If only we'd left it there.
Uh-oh.
The next morning, I got a call from the contractor. His voice was tense. The former priest is furious. He says under no circumstances should anyone open that box. He's coming to take it himself. A bad feeling twisted in my gut. I called the site supervisor immediately. Hey, about that box. He cut me off. Too late. Some idiot's already opened it. My stomach dropped. I rushed to the site. Outside the place we stored the box, a small crowd had gathered, 5 or 6 workers standing in uneasy silence. 2 of them, part-time laborers, sat on the ground, staring blankly at nothing. Their faces were pale, their hands trembling. The site supervisor waved me over. They opened it last night. Just messing around. But you need to see what's inside.
Don't.
I stepped forward and looked into the wooden box. I've seen some messed up things in my line of work, but this was something else. Inside was a mummified body.
You have
its
a
texture
kid,
was
right?
leathery, its limbs twisted. But the worst part, the thing that made my breath hitch in my throat, it had 2 heads.
What?
It wasn't just the heads. The body had 4 arms, 2 on each side. Its hands curled into stiff, claw-like shapes. The legs were normal, but everything else was wrong. I turned back to the 2 men who had opened it. They didn't respond. They just sat there, eyes hollow, mouth slightly open, as if their minds had been wiped clean. Before we could even decide what to do, a car had screeched to a stop nearby. An old man, the former head priest, stormed out, his face red with rage. You opened it! His voice boomed through the site. You idiots! Once you open it, it is all over.
Uh-oh.
His son tried to calm him down, but he wasn't listening. His Iwate accent was thick, his words spilling out in a frantic rush. You were supposed to send Roman Sukuna to Kyoto. Why didn't you send him? Why did you leave him here? I had no idea what he was talking about. Kyoto? Roman Sukuna? But the fear in his voice was real. He then turned to us. I'm sorry, but none of you are going to live long.
Oh, no.
I wanted to believe that he was just some senile old man talking nonsense. But then the passings had begun. The 2 men who opened the box, one passed in the hospital that very night from a heart attack. He was 25 years old.
Bro.
No medical history. The doctors were baffled. The other? Transferred to a psychiatric hospital. He hasn't spoken a single word since opening that box. 3 other workers, men who had been near the box when it was opened, came down with mysterious raging fevers. They were bedridden within days. As for me, I stepped on a rusted nail that afternoon. Needed 5 stitches. The infection spread fast, and for a while, doctors weren't sure if they could save the foot. I'm still alive and well, but I barely got out of it. I don't even know if I did truly get out of it. Not yet, at least. Either way, I wasn't done with Roman Sukuna. Not yet. The priest refused to speak to me again, but his son was different. More talkative, less bound by whatever spoken rule kept the others silent. We met in a bar, late at night. When I got there, he was already a few drinks in. You want to know the truth? he said, swirling his glass. Fine, but you won't like it. He told me the mummy was real, not a monster, not a hoax. It had been a real living person, born in a village in Iwate during the Taisho era, sold to a freak show as a child. But the freak show wasn't the worst of it. You ever heard of Kodoku? The son asked. It's an old curse. You trap a bunch of venomous creatures in a sealed pot, let them fight to the end. The last one standing becomes the most powerful. He took another sip. They did that, but with people. Ryomen Sukuna survived, he continued. Barely, but they didn't let him go. They mummified him and then... He paused. They placed bones inside him. Bones? Yeah, from rebels who fought in the Yamato Imperial Court. They ground them up and made a curse. One meant to wipe out Japan itself.
Oh, that's not good.
I laughed, shaking my head. You really believe that? He didn't laugh. Instead, he pulled out a list of disasters. Fires, earthquakes, epidemics, all occurring whenever Ryomen Sukuna had been moved. Then he pointed to one date, September 1st, 1923, the Great Kanto earthquake, 142,000 people. And where had Ryomen Sukuna been that day? Near the coast of Sagami Bay, he said quietly. Right at the epicenter. I swallowed hard. Where is he now? The son exhaled. We don't know. His father had vanished days after taking the box. People had seen him being followed by unmarked cars. No one had heard from him since. The son finished his drink. I feel bad for you, but you were there when the box opened. That means the curse is on you, too. I never saw him again. And every day since, I wonder, where is Ryomen Sukuna now? And what happens when someone opens the box again?
That was pretty good. Okay, that was pretty
To
good.
wrap this video...
Okay, I like that one. I'm kind of confused though about like, so they put people inside of a box to fight each other to the death, and then even after one person survived, they left them in the box and then put bones in the box. So did the person who win, were they already born with two heads? Like, I'm really confused. Oh yeah. It could also be Kotori Bako, which is like the child box. This is the equivalent to Japan's Dybbuk box. Do you guys know what a Dybbuk box is? I believe it's based on a Jewish curse. I better read before I start sounding like a complete moron, because I don't know a lot about Jewish mysticism. Isn't that what it's based on? Give me a second here. New window. Okay. A Dybbuk box is an antique wine cabinet claimed to be haunted by a Dybbuk, a malicious spirit from Jewish folklore that is said to possess people. The story of the box gained notoriety when it was auctioned on eBay by Kevin Manis, who created a fictional backstory during the Holocaust that survivors and paranormal claims, which inspired the 2012 horror film The Possession. Dybbuk. In Jewish folklore, a Dybbuk is a disembodied human spirit that wanders restlessly until it finds a haven in the body of a living person. Okay. Now, let's put the Japanese one in there. I can't remember if it's Kotori Bako or Kotori Hako. Yeah, Kotori Bako. Okay. Sometimes the letter change. Well, I shouldn't say the letter. It's this pronunciation of the kanji. It sounds like a Kotori Bako. Okay. What is a Kotori Bako in Japanese urban legends? Kotori Bako, which they've spelled it out in katakana, which is kind of confusing. I don't know why you would do that. Maybe the person who wrote this didn't actually look it up, because it wouldn't be a borrow word. They made up the name Kotori Bako. It is a popular urban legend in Japanese creepypastas by the same name of the box in the story. The first one appeared in Kotoribako's story in 2005 when a man shared the scary experience that had happened to him and his friends on the Japanese message board 2chan. One girl in the group found a crafted wooden box from a barn. It turned out that this box is called Kotoribako, which curses and kills the owner or their loved ones by inflicting illness or accidents. They managed to contain the situation, but were later informed about how the box was made and its bloody history. Okay. Affects only women and children around the box. Oh, here they go. They got the actually kanji for it. In Japanese, kotoribako can be written. What's that last kanji? I don't know. Kotori. Okay. Well, anyway, which translates to the box that takes children away. As the word suggests, the curse of the kotoribako only affects women and children, more specifically women who can still give birth. It is believed that the reason why the curse targeted... Sorry, I got it like on the... I hate this about... It's really annoying. Shoot. See what I just did there? Oh, man, come on. Sometimes you do run into problems with 3... Oh, come on. It's got all these advertisements that keep popping up. Made with children's corpse. When creating a kotoribako, a piece of a child's corpse is needed. The terrible effect of the curse is said to... Hold on, let me shrink this down. Is said to be as strong as the number of child corpses. Why wouldn't they just say children? Child corpses used in its creation, and the duration of the curse is said to be prolonged. Okay. So it's kind of like a Pokeball, but for children and box-shaped and cursed. Gotta catch them all. Okay, the boxes are named differently depending on the number of children corpses used, from 1 to 7 years old. Oh. Wait, is it the number? Okay, you can have a level 1 to level 7. The effects of the curse are said to last approximately 140 years. This is written so bad. Cause damage to internal organs. What? Okay. That's like the title of the next paragraph. It is said that touching kotoribako, or simply just being around / looking at it, will gradually cause the internal organs to shred and eventually lead to death. Okay. For example, a child in the village once mistook kotoribako for a toy and brought it home, and at the end of the day, all the women and the children had died of organ damage. Okay. It's kind of a... Hey, look what I found. I got a tummy ache. We're dead. All right. How did these people die? They've obviously all died of organ damage. Should be kept in a shrine. The best way to diminish the effects is to have them kept in shrines for long periods of time and purify them little by little. So why even make it? What's the point of making it? It is not certain whether kotoribako still exists today, but if it does, it may still be quietly stored in a shrine somewhere in Japan. What is the origin? Okay. There have been... Okay. Hey, Citron. Haven't seen you in a while, bud. Glad to see you're back. In the village of Izumo, current Shimane Prefecture. What does that sound, man? It's people riding super loud motorcycles around. At the time, the villagers suffered terrible discrimination and persecution from their surroundings. What? Like what? Trees were yelling racist stuff at them? Who wrote this? It must have been like machine translated or something. The persecution was so severe that living was difficult, so they even practiced mabiki, the killing of newborn children. They're like, damn, life is rough. You know what would make it a little bit better if we killed our newborn children? Get rid of this curse. All right, I gotta kill some babies. What? Okay. It's like not adding salt onto a wound. It's like let's put acid on a wound. In the late 1860s, a rebellion broke out on the Oki Islands, and then a man on the side that started the rebellion fled to the village of Izumo. This is written really badly. The villagers wanted to kill the man as they thought they would be further persecuted if they caused any more trouble. He then offers to beg for his life, saying that he will give them a weapon if they help him. This weapon was the Kotoribaka. Okay, I'm done. Okay. Sounds more like they caught something like an infection or whatever from the dead corpse and it killed a bunch of people. Yeah. Now, Striker, let's not curse the world through a prism of hate. These sound like, are these like from metal lyrics or something, or did you make that up yourself? It's kind of a really cool line. Cursing the world through a prism of hate. That's kind of cool. Okay. Let's just move on to the next story. I'm kind of tired of this one. It was pretty good. It was much better than the one before that was like, one time I used binoculars and this guy ran at me, but then he stopped, and now I don't like binoculars. It's just like, oh, all right.
One more creepypasta, or sharekowa, another tale from 2011 known as Resort Inn. It started as a summer job. Three of us,
Sharekowa.
myself and two friends, landed.
All right, actually, I'm gonna write this down and ask my Japanese teacher tomorrow if this is really a common word. Because sometimes I don't know. I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm just saying there's some words I heard, like recently I heard one channel talk about how Kanzai people say mozai instead of dasai for lame. And then later I found out like nobody says that anymore. It's like a super old, useless word that if you said it, people would be like, why are you talking like a 1500s shogun?
Did part-time work at a small rustic inn near the beach. The kind of place that felt frozen in time. The landlady, Makiko-san, was warm and lively, her booming laughter filling the guest house. The inn was cozy, unassuming, but from the very start, something felt off. It was initially a simple, carefree plan. Spend a few weeks working at a quiet seaside inn, and spend our off time relaxing at the beach.
Oh, I think I've heard this
From
one.
the very moment
I'm pretty sure I've heard this one before. This isn't. I don't think this is like considered a creepypasta, but okay, all right. Spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure what happens is he enters like a temple he wasn't supposed to be in, and then because of that, he's cursed, and he has to stay overnight in this special room that the Buddhist priest has to help keep him in order to get rid of a curse that he has. And while he's stuck in this room, his rule is that he can't leave it. And during that time, there's like crazy stuff happening, like, you know, people scratching at the walls and telling him leave, and this place is going to catch on fire. You need to rush out. And he gets so scared, I think he pisses himself.
we arrived at the inn, something felt very wrong. The building was old. The kind that makes creaks even when no one's moving. The wooden halls carried the scent of sea salt. And something else. Something stale. Makiko-san was always full of warmth and laughter. But when we asked her about the second floor of the inn, her response was too quick. "Oh, that floor isn't in use," she said, smiling.
Yeah, so I think they go there and get cursed.
At first, but that's when friend B noticed something strange. "I see her take meals up there," he told us one evening, eyes darting towards the shadowed staircase outside. She goes up, stays for about 5 minutes, then comes back down with an empty tray. But we had never seen anyone else at the inn, and we never heard footsteps above us. None of us stayed on that second floor, but it didn't take long for the unease to burrow into our minds like a splinter. We tried to ignore it. We tried to explain it away. But the more we watched, the more the questions piled up. And then we did something stupid.
You went up
We
there.
decided to go up there
Mhm.
ourselves. We waited until nightfall. The inn was silent, every guest asleep. As expected, Makiko-san emerged from the kitchen, tray in hand. She then stepped outside, to the staircase. 5 minutes later, she returned, moving quickly, as if afraid to linger. We had held our breath, waiting until she disappeared down the hall. And then we crept to the door leading up. My fingers wrapped around the handle. I hesitated, but with a click, the door swung open. A gust of hot, rancid air poured out, thick with the stink of rotting food and something worse. What the hell is that? I stepped inside. The stairwell was too narrow, barely wide enough for one person. The walls felt close, suffocating. The dim glow from the first floor barely reached the top. At the very end of the hall, a door loomed in darkness. I swallowed hard. I'll go. A and B didn't argue. I started climbing, each step groaning under my weight. And then, halfway up, I heard it.
Somebody
froze.
bowling. I mean, the only thing, like, I've heard stories like this before, and again, this is on the story. This isn't on Sakura Stardust. She does amazing stuff. You have these things where it's just like, why did you just not say, don't go up there? Or, like, put a gate there that has, like, a lock on it. Or, I don't know, have a door with a lock on it. Or have, like, a no entryway type thing, like a little, kitty baby door that, like, you lock at the bottom of the stairs. It's just like, if this is so crucial that it's going to curse someone to death, maybe lock it up. You okay? Hold on. Let me just check. I just heard like a big boom there. You're all right? You sure? Okay. Be careful about it. Don't get hurt. I think he got so excited during his game he rolled off the bed, but he was okay.
The sound was coming from above me. A slow, deliberate scraping noise. I turned back. A and B stood at the bottom, their faces pale, but their thumbs awkwardly raised. They hadn't heard it. I swallowed my fear and pressed on. The smell worsened. A festering mix of decay and sewage. Flies buzzing somewhere in the dark, I couldn't see where. My stomach churned as I reached the top landing. That's when I saw it. A mountain of rice,
Ooh.
piled in the corner, rotting and crawling with maggots.
Ew. Wait a second.
And
What?
the door, the nailed...
Would maggots start to eat rice? How would you know if it was rice or maggots? I mean, okay, I don't think I've heard this story. This one sounds a little different from what I had heard.
shut door. Thick wood planks covered it, hammered down with countless rusted nails. Dozens of paper charms were plastered across the surface of this wood, their ink faded and curling at the edges. Long, thin ropes were twisted around the nails, forming an eerie web, sealing something inside, and that's when I heard it. A deep, animalistic scraping came from the other side. My blood turned to ice. Then I stopped breathing. My muscles locked. Every nerve screamed at me to run, but I couldn't move. I could only stand there, listening. The whispering grew. Something shifted behind the door. Something heavy. Then, silence. For a moment, the wood stood still. The air, thick as tar, refused to move. Then, a thunderous crash from above me. Not from the door, from the attic. The thing inside had moved. My breath hitched, my legs trembled, and then I saw it. A shadow.
Ew, that smile dog? This is whoever translated this. Too many and then. That time sounds good right now. It did until like a minute ago. Signs cost too much. What kind of sign? Anyway, sorry guys.
Shifting in the sliver of light beneath the door. Not a person, not a human. Something else. My body finally obeyed. I turned to run. But before I could move, the
It was
sound
Smile
came from
Dog?
above me again. It was clawing into the ceiling. Something huge, something fast. I bolted, missing steps, nearly falling, only pure terror keeping me upright. I flew past my friends, sprinting down the hall, past the dining room, into my room, and slamming the door shut. I collapsed onto the floor, chest heaving, eyes burning. Somewhere outside, I heard the faint creak of the upstairs door closing again. We never spoke to Makiko-san about what we saw. We never asked
What did you
was
see?
inside that room. We left the next morning, packing our bags in silence and never looking back. But some nights, when I close my eyes, I still hear it.
Smile
The
dog.
whispers, the scraping, the thing in the attic, waiting for what I'll probably never know.
Dude, Eric, I was thinking the same thing. And then, no more and then. I thought I could make that joke, but probably nobody remembers what I'm talking about. Oh, you made my day, Eric.
If you want more authentic
that's it?
Sharikoa,
It just ends? I don't know about that. There's this kind of scary place at a place we went to. It was kind of creepy. It was upstairs. I went up there and there was like a bunch of noise. And so I got scared. And that's it. You're like, oh, okay. Did you see anything? No, it was just like a bunch of noise and stuff. Okay. What was making the noise? I don't know. It was dark. Okay, so you didn't actually see anything making the noise. No, but it was really scary. I ran away and packed my bags and went home. Okay. So what made you do that? I don't know. I never saw anything. But there was a lot of noise. Okay. You got sick. Oh, but hey, congratulations on getting engaged, bro. Congratulations. All right, Striker, send us a link to the scarier story. Big hell yeah. And then, man, yeah, totally. Congrats, dude. That's amazing to hear, man. All right. Oh, that's awesome. When's the date? Hey, novice, welcome. When's the big day gonna happen, Draz? That's amazing to hear, dude. That's like a really good part of your life, man. Getting married is like the best thing I ever did. All right. There were two siblings that went on a trip to a pond, and there they say one after one letter in the distance come out of the water that spelled help. Somewhere in the next 2 years. Oh, okay. We want to save up some cash, of course, and have both families present. Okay, she's from Japan, right? Am I correct? I think you told us a little bit like about how you guys had been like talking over online for like a long time. and like hung out, and then you don't get to see each other as much as you'd like, but okay. Is that right? Yeah, I know the feeling. I can legally bug the hell out of my wife until she wants to strangle me and get a good laugh out of it. For me, it's just, um, I mean, she's my straight and narrow, man. She's my common sense. She's my rock, dude. Like without my wife, I don't know, man. I don't know if I would have made it this long. She's incredible. Kurume. But we both, okay, that's right. I remember there was like somehow I forgot. I was like, how did they meet? He told me. That's right. All right, awesome. So do you just take viewer submission videos? Do you take top 10s? Yeah, if you got a good idea for a top 10. I mean, if it's just like, hold on, let me get that light out of the way. I mean, if you're just going to be like top 10 anime, can you make a video about your top 10 anime? That's probably not for me. But if you've got like a unique idea or something that would like, you think, I mean, I'll take it. Or like maybe like a 10 questions or something that was like really good. All right, well, that's great, man. Braz, man. Couldn't have happened to a better person, dude. I think you guys are going to be crazy happy together. That's awesome. Isco is my emotional and inspirational support sloth. Completes me. Yeah, I understand what you mean, man. I totally understand what you mean. That's the way it is with my wife. The longer I've been married to her, the more the more I want to rejoice that I found such a person. Like I realize, like over time, like it's by far the most stable thing I ever did for my life was marry her. She's incredible. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm only crazy, not happy. Well, to be fair, Striker, I think we're all crazy. I don't think there's any normal. What is normal, right? I think we're all a little bit crazy. And I think if you're not a little bit crazy, maybe you might not just be normal. You might be boring. Jonah, like my wife, hates Starscream. Tell my wife I'm going to get a Starscream figure and glue it to her car. That's awesome. That sounds incredible. But my advice is wait until she can afford like something really expensive, like a Mercedes-Benz or something like that, that has the actual figure, and then just wire clip it and replace it with a spray painted silver Starscream. Have your entire house run through either Google or Alexa, but have the voice changed to Starscream voice.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Oh, Alexa, it's okay. Hey, Alexa, can you do an impression of Starscream?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Hey, Alexa, what does Starscream's voice sound like?
From tvtropes.org. Starscream is known for having a rather high and shrill voice, hence the name, so it can be pretty jarring to rewatch the 5-episode pilot and hear how. Well,
Hey, Alexa, stop. It's too much information. When it comes to these scary stories, I love the ones that are actually true and it can happen anywhere. Like the Lake Neos disaster. Oh, that one's crazy, dude. That one's nuts. Do you guys know about that one where the guy like woke up and he had like a bad headache and was like throwing up? And then he went through his whole village and just everybody's dead. And the reason was because I don't know exactly how this works. Like there's a scientific reason behind it, but the lake can store up carbon dioxide, or is it carbon monoxide? Carbon dioxide or monoxide, and can suddenly release such a giant bubble of it that it literally steals all the oxygen away from everybody in the village, and they like vomit, die, convulse, suffocate, seize, and like completely, that's the end of the village. Somehow I guess he died because it might be like his lungs had like a little bit of oxygen left him. I mean, sorry, he didn't die. He survived because I guess he had like maybe a longer, I don't know, like it took his body longer to like lose all its oxygen. And he woke up and just like his whole family's dead, the whole village is dead. I mean, yeah, we say scary story. I mean, that sounds brutally sad, but also just like freakishly devastating and scary. I mean, even if it happened in a first world country, number one, there wouldn't be a way to stop it. Well, I guess maybe they might be. Maybe surveyors would be like, hey, you can't build homes next to this. But number two, if it happened, like there'd just be no way to actually stop that from affecting people. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now that's a good story. You're right. These were not so scary. I understand how titles work, and calling it the darkest creepypastas is because we want views. But I don't know. I feel like there's like way darker ones out there. Grumpy. Oh, new avatar. Nice, Grumpy. Ah. That's interesting. The same kind of thing can happen in certain caves. Like, I forget, there was this cave I want to say it was in Russia, and it went really, really far down. And this really inexperienced guy decided to go in there. And because he did, he didn't have like the proper climbing gear to get back out, which. So he can't get back out. He starves to death. He dies. His body begins to rot. His wife reports him missing. And finally, when they realize like where he went, they have to wear like biohazard masks to go down there because there's no oxygen supply at the bottom of this cave. Are you talking about Starscream from the OG series or one of those Michael Bay movies? In the Michael Bay movies, he's not quite as screechy, is he? Galvatron. Yeah, when I think of Transformers, I think mostly of like the show, like from when I was a kid, because I watched the original cartoon with Megatron and the movie where Optimus Prime dies. Spoiler alert for like a 40-year-old movie. And then they have the Weird Al Yankovic song "Dare to Be Stupid." She tells me I love you so much, but I want to strangle you so badly right now, and I tell her, no, Lord Megatron, I am your loyal servant. Dude, awesome. What never made any sense to me in the cartoon was that Megatron he was like the boss. He was like the big boss, right? But the thing he turned into was a regular sized gun. So first of all, he would stand like shoulders, like at least a shoulder above Starscream, who himself turned into a jet, a fighter jet, right? But Megatron would turn into like a tiny gun that Starscream could fit into his hand and shoot people with. And it's just like, bro, wait till he turns into a gun and then fucking toss his ass, right? Like, or also let him turn into a gun and be like fighter jet versus gun. Like, I don't know, man. What are we watching today? I had notifications turned down too low. Oh, no worries, man. 39-year-old movie. That's super old. We watched a thing about Japanese creepypastas. It wasn't really that scary. I actually, God, man, now I sound like the worst burps ever, man. Jeez, slow down, Scott. I'm not eating crazy fast. How did this video do? 102,000 views. How did it do compared to her older stuff? That's 1 year ago. We can't compare it to that. Wait, hold on. Kick streamers who need to stay out of Japan. Ooh, that video bombed. Early access issues Japan needs to address? Hold on, I kind of want to hear this. Oh, it's a members only. Actually, I might pay for membership for her. $4.99 a month. Do I need? It's way more expensive than mine. Nani. 何してんの、猫。猫何してんの。あんたに悲しい声使いました。どうした？ I kind of want to join. No, I need to save money. I'm going to Japan in a little bit. I need to save money. All right, sorry guys, I'm getting sidetracked here. The gun size never made sense. Okay, so I'm not crazy, right? Like, wasn't there like times where he'd be a gun and he'd be like a massive gun, and then there'd be other times where he'd be a gun but he'd fit in the palm of like a regular sized person's hand? And it's just like, make up your mind, Megatron. And also, don't call yourself Mega if you only turn into like a handgun. You know, if you turn into a bazooka or like a missile launcher, then I get the Mega. But you know, he should have been called like Pockettron. All right. Okay. All right, I'm gonna give you guys a choice. Do we do scary Japanese video or scary Japanese game? I'm gonna take you some time and do a little start a poll. Hold on. And when I say scary Japanese video, I'm not totally sure. I just want to watch something like this again. Not a whole movie or anything like that. I don't have the. Hold on. There we go. All right, I put it up there for you guys. If you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm just drawing some stuff for my TTRPG. Just having a good time doing this. Good time hanging out with my friends here and drawing and watching videos or playing video games. Super fun. Actually, if any of you have a suggestion of something to watch, that's about something scary in Japan, or I guess it could just really be about anything in Japan, honestly. I'd like to do it. $4.99. I don't think I could ever put my membership up that high. Oh wow, game totally went out. All right, I'll give it like maybe another 30 seconds or so, and then we'll get into it. But it looks like we're going to be doing a game, which is, I got good news. I just downloaded one that had an overwhelmingly positive rating, and it seems pretty indie. All right. Sorry for the silence. Okay. Video game. I am also a poet, Scott. Nice. Congratulations. You have a few hours in Sea of Thieves, I see. You got banned? How'd you get banned from Sea of Thieves? Yeah, you might say I have an obsessive amount of Sea of Thieves hours. Yeah, I'm kind of I had to stop playing that game, Draz. I was like literally like the most toxic player, dude. It was bad. It made me a person I do not want to be. Um, I've never cussed and yelled at my computer so much. I was a really bad person. I'm kind of really ashamed. I got freaking good at the game though, man. I was a badass. But I swear to God, if you attack my ship while I'm dropping off treasure, I'm going to hunt you down over and over until you leave the server. That's what I used to do. If somebody attacked my ship while I was trying to sell all my treasure, or killed me while I was trying to sell all my treasure, I'd just hunt them forever until they were like utterly miserable to be on the server. And I was like relentless. I remember one of the best ones I ever did was these guys in what do you call the biggest one? A galleon. Shot down my tiny little I don't forget the names of the ships at this point, but it was the 2-person ship, and they shot it down as I was delivering, and I came back and single-handedly I killed them probably 10 or 20 times over and over again. And I was doing it in the way where like I would go faster than them because the little skipper or whatever the tiny ship is called, I could easily get ahead of them because it moves way faster. And then I would drop off the ship, climb their ladder, come in, kill all of them, just do it over and over and over and over. Oh, hold on. Come on. Dude, I was a rage pirate. I was ridiculous. It was really bad. It was really shameful. I mean, I would be like, I'd be so angry, dude. I made a lot of Chinese friends though, man. The Chinese players were like by far the most hardcore. So like all my friends on there, I'd only travel with like Chinese ships and stuff like that because man, those guys could really play the game good. As soon as I'd join like a random group, I'd check as soon as like if I was like their name like the English version of the game just didn't have a translator built into it. So like every time I joined, if their names would be like all squares because it didn't have the proper load-ins. And you're not adding a mod. If you added a mod, you'd get yourself banned. So you would just have to deal with whatever they had to update it. And as soon as I'd come in, if I saw like their names were like all squares, I was like, hell yeah, this is a good ass team. The sloop, that's what it's called. I was a sloop guy 100%. The only other person I'd play with is my son Maki, because we were like brutal. I mean, we'd take everything. But it just got so repetitive. Like I don't know. It got really repetitive. I had every single thing bought in the game. Aside from, I think there was some of the, what do you call the legendary pirate or whatever. There was like, I think some $1 million stuff that was part of the ship that I didn't buy because I was just like, first of all, it's ridiculously overpriced. Second of all, I don't think it looks very good. So it'd be like overpriced, but I'd be like, I don't even like the way this flag looks. Why am I going to save up $1 million gold for it? I don't know. Maybe one day I'll jump back on. If you ever decide to play it again, Draz, let me know. I'll join your ship. I've got, I think, 1,800 hours on it. I was a bit of a maniac. Yeah, I really, 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 really like that game. I think, do I still have, hold on, give me a second here. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. The burnt fish. Hold on. Trying to see if any of my old videos exist. I think we were called Foxy Fresh. Yeah, I used to watch him. Damn, what was the name? I'm gonna have to ask my friend Mike what we called. We were called like the Burning Fish Crew or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. It was because the first time we ever formed our crew, our first ship sank. Our first ship sank because someone left a fish burning on the stove, so our whole place sank. Damn, I can't remember the name of it. The Burning Fish Crew. The Burned Fish Crew? Damn, I can't remember what it was called. Burning Fish Crew. We had like a whole symbol and everything. We were nuts. Like we were so into it. But I felt so bad because I just was like so toxic. Like I would scream and say stuff I would never normally ever say. No, that was ridiculous. I almost had every single achievement done. Well, I mean, by now they've added so many that'd be impossible, but 2004. Wait, hold on. Maybe I can find it. Hold on. Sorry, you guys. Oh, sorry. I don't know. Now you've got me obsessed with it. I can't even find my friend's old channel, Xenoglaive. Damn. I can't remember, dude. Can't remember what it was called. It was so long ago. Yeah, you can check my Steam. I had like a million pictures. Oh, okay. Actually, you know what? I can at least show you that. Give me a second here. Unrested. Library. Yeah, there it is. Oy, 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 oy. Man, I spent a lot of money on this game too. Yeah, there's 274 achievements, and I had 140 of them. Wow, 1,863 hours. Okay, hold on. I'll just share it. Window capture, properties, Steam. Yeah, this was ridiculous. Where are my pictures? Videos. Do I have any of my videos up? Artwork. No. Where do you get your pictures from? I can't remember. Where do they store the pictures you take, the screenshots? No, stop. God, they have a lot of updates. They do take really good care of the game. Like the support and everything on it is like amazing. God, can't remember. Where do you see all your stuff for it? Support guides, additional achievements, notes, DLC, recordings and screenshots. Wait, you haven't taken any screenshots yet. Wait, yeah, I have. Where were all my screenshots? What? Doesn't it store your screenshots? Oh, you know what? I even listened to like the audiobook about the game too. Oh, my screenshots should be here. Why can't I see my screenshots? Oh yeah, and actually I was even Sea of Thieves Insider. That's crazy. God, I was way too into it. Holy shit. Oh, you had 2,931 hours? God damn. Right-hand column, it doesn't see you have anything. How? But I definitely have like a bunch of photos. I took so many screenshots. And I put them. Do I need to download the game again? I can't do it. 118 gigabytes. God damn. God, why doesn't it show? Is it because I got to go to the other computer that I have? But shouldn't it save it in my Steam profile? Hold on. Screenshots. Yeah, here we go. Don't tell me I don't have any screenshots. No, it's because it's not installed. Okay. How come there's no? I wish there was a way to like go through. What is this? What did I do? Did I anger somebody? I must have really pissed somebody off. Holy shit. Hold on. March 18th, 1 p.m. Hold on. Are they having like a conversation back and forth? Hold on, give me a second. Copy. I don't know what language this is. This is Chinese, right? Did I get mad at a Chinese game? Hold on. Now I've got to investigate this right now. English. Come on. A, B, C, D, E. English. Paste. Paste. Okay, fine. Control V. What is he angry about? What game? He's posted the same comment over and over again. What? Okay, I don't know what game he's angry about. Wait, what did he get angry about? Sorry, talking to my friend. Well, let's go back to. Wait, stop. Go back to Steam. I gotta just ask him, like, what game? Maybe he talks about it on the other page. It's two different people, and they're like super angry about something. Copy. Can't play it again, dude. I'm too aggressive. Like, I'm too insane. All right. I don't know why it won't give me the option. What game? It just says something like, "You're funny and talk shit about games," and then the other one like says stuff like, "Emotional value maxed out. Listen to your command. Played games yesterday." It's not like translating properly. I don't know what they're angry about. I don't get it. Sorry, guys. I know it must be really boring for you to see this. I just kind of shocked someone got this angry on. Like, no one. What game could it have been? Wait, are they like angry at each other? I'm confused. Wait, copy. Hold on. Are these two people? I think these are people who play Sea of Thieves and they're using my profile to yell at each other. I was bored in the hotel with my girlfriend. Let's play together. Wait, what happened to my comment? What game is that? Okay. What are they playing recently that they're so pissed off about? I'm so confused. They look like they just went like totally nuts on this, like about 2 weeks ago or so. What did they get so worked up over? What the fuck? I'm so confused. Oh, wait. No. I don't get it, man. I don't think they're talking about me. I think they're angry at each other. Oh well. Sorry. Must have been boring. Yeah, here we go. Wait, hold on. Let me show you one of the biggest Look at this. I played it one time where the water, it was like the weirdest glitch ever. The water and the mist didn't show up, and you realize like the island's really, really tiny. Back when I used to play with Shadowhawk all the time. That was who I'd play. Every day I'd log on and he'd be the captain, and I just worked cannons nonstop. These are such good times. Megalodon, you is Megadon. I'm really funny. And I got that tattoo. If you know how hard it is to get that tattoo, then you know how hardcore I was. Good times. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Just give me a second. Let me reminisce and enjoy. Oh, yeah. This is when I finished the whole Tall Tale. Oh, yeah, dude. I finished the whole entire Tall Tales. I was doing the last one, and the server reset just as I was trying to finish it. And I got it finished just before the server reset. More Megalodons? Have you done the Shrouded Ghost Megalodon? I don't think so. I've gotten kind of lost on how everything that's new. Yeah, what's up, buddy boy? Okay. How about steak? I got some steak. You want? Okay. Give me just a second, guys. I'm gonna get him some steak ready, and then I'll be back right here. Let's see. Give me just a second, guys. I gotta move a chair and a desk in there for him. Okay. Okay, there we go. No, don't download it. They're playing games as in they got game girlfriends. Oh my god. Games already got. Okay, wait. What? I missed something here. Hold on. Okay, game 1, right? Yeah, game 1. Okay, we're gonna start playing. I'm a dun Scott. No, Jonah S. Are you a fun or done? Yeah, right now so I can see what's up. Maybe because. Okay, all right. Oh yeah, check that one out. Yeah, that used to be when my friends and I would do Flameheart runs over and over and over again. That's back when they actually used to count the supply boxes. They count it for money. Now they don't count anymore. It's really stupid. I swear I have more than these. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember this. Like when I used to do sloop battles, like that arena thing, and somehow when we spawned at the beginning of the game, we were like stuck in the trees. Like it spawned us in an island, like literally stuck in the island. There you go. That's pretty dramatic. I'm surprised I don't have a better one of like. How can you like narrow it down to? Why didn't it let you? Ah. I feel like I had way more than this uploaded before. I soloed Shores of Gold. I was like really proud of myself for that. I don't buy figureheads, I am become figurehead. All right, sorry, I'll get off of this and start actually playing a game before I lose every single person watching this right now. In Discord art channel, my best Sea of Thieves creation. Oh, I'm going right now. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Sorry, my friend is writing a fantasy novel right now and I'm helping him on it and he just needs something. Okay, sorry. Okay. You didn't lose me, but I paused the stream to watch one of your older videos, 15 minutes about your favorite video games. God damn, dude. I wish I could find my... I could show you videos of like when we were like really obnoxious. Like we got so aggressive. I mean, this game really made me like another person almost. It was kind of scary. I don't think I ever want to go back to being like that because it was just like, I mean, like cussing and screaming at people, and it was awful. I really, looking back on it, I felt embarrassed. The world has gone mad in a good way. Oh yeah, that was a day where like every single thing spawned all at once, like super close to each other. Just solo sloped a brig full of vault chest haul in Gold Hoarder's mark after they attacked me during a skelly fight. Revenge is sweet, but cashing in your attacker's chest is even sweeter. Yeah. If anybody attacked me while I'm trying to haul, like I'll lose it. I'll make your rest of your time miserable. It just really angers me. I don't know why. Oh yeah, damn, dude, that was great. Oh my God, you're right about Discord. Holy shit. Okay, give me a second. Art channel. Oh, what? You made this cosplay? Damn, dude. Did you make this yourself? That's crazy cool. Updated the pic because I wanted Edwin to be the focus of the pic and I wasn't quite happy with certain details. It looks good. Alejandra, oh, I like your painting of the model. What is this smoke? I'm so confused. Oh, Grumpy, I like these little stuffed animals. I always love seeing people's art. What's this tiny little gnome? Reverberations. Okay, sorry. I'll get the game started. I'm sorry, guys. All right. I just opened your live and I went, is this Monster Hunter? Oh, what do you guys think? Should I get Monster Hunter? Like, is it better than the other ones? Like World and what was the other one after Rise? The thing I didn't like about it, like, first of all, their character creator is incredible. Like Monster Hunter has maybe the only other character creator I've ever seen come close to how good it is maybe Neo 2 or Saints Row back when it used to not suck. Like where you just could do so much stuff. Is the newer one Wilds? Is it like more dark, like more grim? Because like that was the only thing I kind of didn't like. Like the characters were kind of like too like it was too much. Like I'd be like, "Shut up, let me play the game." Jesus Christ, like and they'd be all up in your face like while you're trying to get started and they'd be like, "Hey, welcome to the village. Hey, do you like cakes? Go up to this cake shop, we'll make cakes." Like and just like, "Yo, what? Stop. Like let me just play, dude." Right now, to be honest, it feels a little watered down. Not really a lot of monsters. Some do shine, but wait for April maybe, then give it a try. Okay. All right. You should get CS 1.6. I don't know what that is. I just opened your live. No, we were looking at Sea of Thieves. I have to, maybe you guys already know, but like I was an insane Sea of Thieves player. Like I like lost myself to that game for ages. I think that was during the time for 2 years I didn't make any videos. I would literally play Sea of Thieves just like non-goddamn stop. I'd teach my classes. There'd be like an hour between one. I'd absolutely grind to get more treasure. I'd teach my class. I'd wait for the next student. Go right back to grinding on it. Ugh. You got to get past the story to get to the real hunts. Oh, okay. Do you feel like this is the story any good? Like how much can you customize your character really well with like the armor and stuff, or does like the armor kind of force everybody to wear kind of the same thing? Because you're like, well, if you don't wear that, like then you're not wearing the best stuff. I don't know. There was just like some stuff about it like that kind of drove me nuts. Um, I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Um, what should I do to capture the game? Open. We're playing Fatum Batula. Oh shoot! Wait! Stop! How? Okay. Give me a second. Wait. Come on, get this off the screen. There we go. Has it got sound? I don't hear anything. Oh. Oh shoot. Paused it. Okay, I'm gonna turn the sound down quite a bit. Phantom Spatula, yeah. That's everybody's playing this game. Fatum Batula, Fate Birch, Initium Begin. Okay, hold on. So, okay, good. So music's playing. Do I need to turn it down more? Just tell me if I need to turn it down more. I want to find out before I start playing. Is it way too loud right now over my talking? Oh, you had surgery on your Fatum Batula? Oh man, I hope your Poptilia fossa is okay after that. It's okay? All right. Hold on. I got to turn it down a little bit on my end. It's actually pretty loud on my... I'm going to turn it down just a little bit more. All right. I have no idea what this game is about, but it's Japanese and it had overwhelming positive reviews. Begin. Let's go, baby. Wait. Okay. That's cool. Okay, I can't jump. No jumps. Wait. How do I... This way? All right. Is E interact? I can't go any farther. Well, I'm a little bit confused. All right, let me just check with the walk, shift, tab, interact. Guys, stop making fun of my game's name. You guys are so mean. Sounds like you need cream for your Fatum Babuba. You guys are so mean. I have seen this before. I know how to win. Don't spoil anything for me, Striker. The only true real difference in Wilds is your character isn't a silent protagonist anymore. Your character talks and doesn't just nod, but at its core, it is still a monster. Okay. At my other house up north, I couldn't hear shit. Now you come in fine at the same volume I used to for the stuff. Okay. Oh, how do I go back? Oh, back. Oh. Some say the air itself has a face. It's true. A child once bore witness to its piercing eyes. Racked with grief, she traveled to the end of a narrow stone path atop a river and pleaded the cold to show itself. The sight of nothing stole her gaze, and she waited still. A horrible row of teeth soon reflected her image. She was gone. All right. It reminds me of like a death haiku from a monk. Okay. E is interact. What about tab? Oh, but is that all I have in my inventory? There's no jump. Oh, okay, well, like maybe on the side here. I'm guessing this is like some kind of puzzle type game. Can I go here now? Okay. Ume ochazuke with salmon and lightly boiled egg, baby. That sounds really good. Especially the fact that you're adding the ume. What am I supposed to do, though? Oh, no. Maybe I gotta read that in front of the door? Okay. Well, but what is this eyeball thing? Does the game have sound? Yeah, it does. You can't hear anything? I'll turn it up. Hold on. Can you guys hear it yet? Oh, wait, hold on. I know what I might have to do. Give me a second. Properties. Oh, no, it says capture audio. Maybe this. But this might, no, that might double capture. You guys can't hear anything from it? Yeah. Hmm. Maybe. Can I climb this? I'm super confused. Everybody said this game's really good. You can hear something now? Okay. Am I missing something here? Okay, I haven't tried to save the game. I could try that. F5. Okay. What's 7:07:15? Is it 7 o'clock? Oh, it is. Okay. Okay. Oh, all right. Help me. What do I do? I'm dumb. Is there, like, is there something simple I'm not figuring out here? Hey, what's up, Shivering? Hope you're doing good. What up? I'm so confused. The symbol on the door is the same as the thing in your inventory, right? Yeah. Wait, is that a thing in my actual inventory? Wait, maybe... Hold on, let me try to read the letter here. What? Okay, I'll go back to the door. Because that's what I thought too. That was the first thing I thought. Oh, okay, I'll try. Yeah, you're right. Some say the air has a face. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm just thinking like I've got to reach out and touch something that's not there. That like I can't see. Can you get hurt in this game? Fall pretty far without getting hurt. I'm just gonna keep hitting E everywhere. Okay, alright. This is supposed to be really good. Everyone said overwhelmingly positive. I swear I didn't make that up. Like I don't want to already have to start looking up hints on what to do. Okay. Let's just take our time. Some say the air itself has a face. It's true. A child once bore witness to its piercing eyes. Racked with grief, she traveled to the end of a narrow stone path atop a river and pleaded to the cold to show itself. The sight of nothing stole her gaze, and she waited still. A horrible row of teeth soon reflected her image, and she was gone. Show yourself. Do I have audio connected? Hold on. There's no way to do an input for... Can you type? Oh! What? Oh, you just gotta keep... Wait. There we go. I just stood there. So should I just stay and let myself get eaten? Consider this tree and our land to be one and the same. A synecdoche. Can somebody tell me what that word means? Synecdoche. Both are kept between the living and the dead. This ancient water holds its roots in limbo. As such, everything here has failed to accept entropy. I've considered us to have not existed in a previous state at all. The plant is our fate and its water our fuel. I will provide you with the tools to make alterations. Do whatever you must, but don't feed it with what you bleed. A figure of speech in which part is made to represent the whole or vice versa, as in England lost by 6 wickets, meaning the English cricket team. I don't know what a wicket is. Figure of speech in which a part is made to represent the whole or vice versa. Cleveland won by 6 runs, meaning... So, like, you're saying a word that has more than one meaning? Oh, maybe I have stuff now? I have stuff. Okay, I got water. Okay. I add water to it. Okay. Then, hold on. I guess I'm collecting elements. Air. Wait. Okay. A movie called... Yeah, I watched that movie. It was with what's his face, who he died from a drug overdose, right? Okay, now we do it. Wait, is the mouth gonna come back? I give him some water. Yeah, it was called Synecdoche, New York, and he is a play manager for like stage plays, and he's putting on like a really big play, and the play's like so big that he starts including everybody from New York, and then New York becomes the play. Right? Yeah. I don't... Oh, what did I do? Wait, I bet... Hold on. No? Oh. Okay. Oh. That door's strange. Cool. What? Oh? See, I told you it was a Japanese game. I don't know what this one means. A common example of Synecdoche using the term boots to mean soldiers, as in boots on the ground. Yeah, the texture's kind of cool and stuff. Okay. Oh, cool. Oh, you can't jump. Damn. Not being able to jump is really annoying. Oh, wait, here we go. I bet you I can... Hold on. Damn, you can't... What? Oh. Super confused. Okay, wait. Maybe I can go inside there if I hit E. Whoa! Wait, okay, wait. Wait. Oh, look at that fish. I want to get the fish. Synecdoche. Synecdoche. Hold on. Give me a second. Oh. Synecdoche. Okay. Synecdoche. Okay. Alright, I don't know what I'm doing. I do kind of wish, though, that you could... Is there like... Wait, can I grab that? What is that? What does that say? Ah! Hold on. Oh, shoot. There's a note here. It reads, if you are reading this, I am dead. This tool once aided my research, and I hope it will do you the same. Be warned, I fear this blade has become weak with age, and it may only have a few strikes in it. Oh, did I get it? Sick, bro, I got a blade. Okay, but it says I shouldn't use it. Okay. Okay. I need to put this away. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try to use the blade. Okay, I'm afraid I'm not using it right. Take. Can't take him. I can't get him. Wish you could jump. Not being able to jump is kind of like not fun. What is this down here? Okay, that's weird. I'm so confused. The music's nice though. We want to jump off of here. Nothing? What about off of here? Wait, what was that? Why was I able to go for so long? Okay, that was weird. Whoa, what is this? No, that's where I came from. Where does this go then? No, wait, this is where I came from. Okay, we're gonna go the other way. Just stay on the path, Scott. Ooh, autumn. Oh, beautiful house here. Okay, nice. Ooh, I'm going inside. Wait, I'm really small? Whoa. Whoa. Spooky. I'm not dead. I nearly forgot how to speak in my time here. Long ago, I was gifted immortality. At first, I was relieved, but 50 years into my new situation, I began to rot. I became hungry, and I was too weak to hunt. I can only stare at this wall. I forgot how to think. I forgot meaning. Please don't leave me here. If you do, please come back and kill me. How do I kill you, bro? You're a skeleton. That sucks, man. That's a rough situation. All right. What happened? It don't work. Sorry, bud. I tried. Wait, what about water? You want some water? You don't want water? What about I pour water on the candle and then you're like in the dark? It's even worse. Okay. Are you just gonna say the same thing? Okay. Dude, I'm sorry, dude. That sucks. Okay, I'll come back and kill you. It's so dark. I promise I'll come back and kill you. Wait, what happened? Oh, there we go. Scott, do a video on the creepiest Japanese people you have ever met. I've done that. Oh, well, actually, it was a members video. Okay. So peaceful, though. It's like a little bit grim, but kind of peaceful. Ooh, a well, guys. And... oh, no, wait, it's not a well. Is it a well? I got it. Let's go. Oh. Oh, that is a big library. There is a page from a book here. It reads Magical Fetishes. Okay, it's not that kind of fetish, I don't think. Volume 2, page 33. There exists tales of a glass jar that can only hold what is remembered. It captures art that is truly desired by the eye of a late beholder. Memories of the dead can take form within the jar, and it is often highly... the page ends there. Worst book I've ever read. What about just creepy people in general? Ooh, what's this dude? He's smoking. He be chiefing out over here. Who the hell are you? You know what? It doesn't matter. Maybe you can help me. You are standing before my life's work. I categorize and study magical phenomenon. As such, here and there I've been cursed. One such affliction is that I cannot open wooden doors. I'm stuck. My final wish is to create something without death. Unfortunately, the skull of a previous immortal is needed. The only one I know of lives behind a wooden door. Just my luck. If you can get me that skull, we may never have to meet death. Let's do it, Bubby. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm gonna keep one empty. Oh, wait, what about the jar? Where's the jar? Oh. Okay. Oh, no, wait. No, he lives in Autumn Place. I don't know, guys. I don't think I'm feeling it. Radagast. There's a trick to this game that you may not figure out yet. Probably, but don't spoil it for me. Just let me be stupid. Alright. Okay, well, let me just have your head, dude. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. Can I put it in a jar? Okay. Oh my god. I did it. Did I do it? What? What was that? Okay. Oh, you know what? I could probably put okay, I have an idea. Oh, no, stop. Stop at the sword. I mean, knife, or whatever the hell. Okay, where was that place with the fish? Not there. No. Where was the place with the fish? No, not here. Where did I come from here? It's this area, right? Whoa, what? Oh, it's my mouse. Hmm. Hmm. My mouse is about to die. I guess I can just keep playing without a mouse. But wait, now how do I look down? I can't. Okay, where was that place with the fish? I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Can I save the game? F5, right? There we go. Oh. 7:30. I feel like I want to do something else. Um, hmm. I've been thinking about getting Monster Hunter Wilds. But also, what else? Kazan, the first Berserker came out today too. All right, first of all, let me get out of this game. This game's kind of driving me nuts. I know people said that this was really great, but I'm not really overly impressed. I'm not crazy, right? They said this was like overwhelmingly positive. Yeah. Highly recommend it, but is best recommend it without saying why. Interesting schizo game. Let's see. Oh, I want to see how this game's doing. Oh, get out of here. Oh, shoot. You're not seeing this at the same time. Sorry. Let me put that back up. There we go. Very positive. Okay, that's good. This is the worst Souls-like I've ever played. Why? But why? It's a good game, but it's not at the same time. Enemy placement is a joke. Bosses are tacky, and drops are non-existent. Nothing has blown me away so far. It's more like a $30 game. Ooh. Ready for FSR. As a Souls-like veteran, I like how the game is pretty difficult. Oh, it's kind of like Sekiro. I don't know. Oh, but you have Devil May Cry type combos? That's kind of cool. There's a demo you can play. Ugh, Neo players will like this. I'm not a big Neo fan. Neo was kind of like it was cool, and I love the character creation, but I felt like Neo 2 was just like too much stuff. Like you just keep collecting garbage. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm horrible at escape games, Aaron. Don't feel bad. Actually, I'm really dumb at puzzles in general within games. Okay. I want to read the worst reviews of this. As combat is crisp and bosses are fun and well designed, I would not recommend the game in its current state. After 2 stages, encounter and level design goes downhill pretty fast, making traversing to boss and doing exploration horrible. From a Viper boss and further, bosses have too much HP, making fights unnecessarily long and making 1 or 2 mistakes. Oh, that doesn't sound fun. It's a good game, but it's not the same. Oh no, I already read that one. Extremely delayed attacks are not good. Oh, it's all about pairing. Is this one of you guys asking to join? Hold on. Some guy says he wants to. Okay, hold on. Is this one of you guys asking to friend? Happy gaming and well life. Okay. Wait, it said. Oh, Miyako. Okay. All right. What, two people asked to join as like a friend? Was that any of you guys right now? Okay. Kazan has bored me to tears. The sense of exploration sucks. The weapon types are the most basic thing I've ever seen, and I never feel that urge to keep going. It's as if they've reanimated the body, but it's missing its soul. It would be worth $50 if you were desperate in between Souls likes. Oof. Am I being catfished right now? I don't know. Why? Because what was that one? It was like consent or something like that? Ask consent. All right, I don't know who this person is. I'll get rid of them. How do you unfriend? Remove his friend. Yeah. All right, I got rid of him. I don't know who that is. If it's one of you guys, like, it's fine. I'll add you. But yeah, you're right. That did seem kind of sketch, Aaron. I just got rid of it. I don't know. That was weird. Game graphic design is amazing. All right, let's do something a little more fun. Let's do this. Something we can all get back into and be involved with again, because I felt like, I don't know. I just did not feel that. I feel like later I want to get, is my mouse, okay, yeah, my mouse is back. Okay, I feel like later when I finish for today, I'd like to get online and maybe play some, like a multiplayer game with some of you guys, like maybe, Monster Hunter, or I don't know. Is anybody playing anything else recently? I don't know if I want to do. If I do Sea of Thieves, like I'll lose my mind. Plus one. Why is it 108 gigabytes? What do they think they are? Call of Duty. All right. Give me a second here. What happened? Why wouldn't I try to bring that up? Oh, I see. Because it's on the wrong screen. All right. Give me a second. We'll watch Japanese horror movies coming out in 2025. Best upcoming horror movies. No, I want to just see only Japanese. All right. We'll do. Oh, you still have Aneurysm? Oh, we need to play that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it seems sketchy, Aaron. So I completely I was already thinking like that's a weird name. Oh, people are actually replying to. Okay, give me a second. I want to see how the video is doing. I haven't checked. Natural disasters are scary. I also love living in Tornado Alley because those things are cool. This guy had a really bad job, sounds like. Not sure why he didn't just quit. Let it go on too long. These days, have you guys seen the new video yet? Probably not. I did a video. I took you guys' suggestions. You guys said I should do the reaction video to the guy who had a really bad time in Japan. MWO? 200 mechs and actually know how to play even if I have dropped in ranking from years. Show your video. All right, let's see here. Window capture. Wait, why isn't it showing up now? Okay, I guess I'll probably do the properties again. What happened? Why isn't it showing up? Oh, I see. There we go. That was weird. Japan destroyed this man. So this guy talks about the top 7 reasons he left Japan. And I agreed with like a lot of his stuff, but his first reason was natural disasters. 7 things that specifically this video I thought like, oh, come on, man. You just got to be stronger. But then as it got deeper in, I realized this guy really did have a damn rough time. I want to leave a big disclaimer that when I'm going to talk about Japan, it's based on my own personal too big experiences. Please do not discredit other people or hate on other people because Deco was going nuts during this video. I don't know what's going on. He kept trying to control the mouse. Experience what I experienced in Japan, and other people's experiences will be very different from mine. So please respect other people's. Yeah. He's completely right, especially because I believe he was on either a humanities or a teacher visa, and that's going to be absolutely different from if you're on like a tourist visa or you're on the farm visa. The working holiday visa is very different from that. I know some people think like, well, what's the difference between a teacher visa, humanities visa, and working holiday visa? Well, first of all, working holiday visa, if I'm correct, most countries only last about 6 months. His, I believe, would go for a full year. Opinions and experiences. Okay, guys, so before I get any further in this video, what are you doing? I'm going to talk about 7 reasons. I chose 7 specific reasons about why I left Japan. And I nailed it down because if I list a bunch of reasons, it would just be too long. And I wanted to choose 7 things that specifically affected me in Japan, living in Japan, working, etc., etc. So let's start with number 7, and we're going to go up to number 1. So starting with number 7. So number 7 is natural disasters. And people should know that it's Japan. Japan suffers from earthquakes, typhoons, X, Y, and Z. I mean, it's like in the ring of fire, like right there in the middle. And yeah, you'll suffer a lot of natural disasters in Japan. And that's one of the things that scared me. Sure, I have been safe in Japan. I've been bloody lucky. Seriously, I didn't have to worry about being hurt or worry if my apartment or the... Just to be clear, I'm looking at my phone while he talks because I'm looking up like ranking of natural disasters because I thought like, what is Japan like at the top? And Japan's not. Like it's like, I think, hey, Mr. Boot, you know this guy, right? I saw you on his like comments. But like Japan's not even at the top. I don't know. Like this was the only part where I was like, wait a second, you moved because of natural disasters, but then why did you move there to begin with? This is the only thing I kind of like was like, what the heck? Places I visited in Japan and any structures. He replied to my comment. I've been extremely lucky, but eventually, I remember I lived in an older house in Japan, and I was scared the roof was gonna collapse on me, and that frightened me, because I just see the roof just caving. I was like, oh God, it's like you saw the roof caving? Gonna fall on me. And that really worried me about Japan. Now, I'm not discouraging you and saying, like, Japan has bad building codes. Most of the time, it doesn't. It's... Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I don't think he ever states where he was living in Japan. This is what I got confused by. What do I... Oh, that's the picture I was drawing. I was like, what's that piece of paper? This is what I was really confused by. Like, I was like, did you experience, like, were you in an earthquake? Or like, he said he was there during the Fukushima earthquake, which, dude, I know this sounds horrible, but I couldn't remember if it was 2011 or 2013. And I think I said 2011. Was it 2013? I can never remember if it's 2011, February 13th or 2013, February 11th. Like, I always mix it up in my head. This is my dyslexia. Really safe, and they make that
really, really strict about how to build buildings, but sometimes there's buildings in Japan that are cheaper to live in, and you got to be careful of that, you know? I mean, it's the price you pay for. Sure, the higher price will suck. It sucks to move there. You got to pay your deposit, X, Y, and Z, but it's safer than buying a cheap place that may...
This is the wait, March 11th? Oh, I thought it was February. All right, so I did get it right, 2011. Okay, I would have felt bad if I'd gotten that totally wrong. I don't know. I had February 13th like in my head. I don't know what that was. Like 2011 February 13th. I don't know. I'm horrible with dates, man. I'm horrible. Like I just buy my dad a birthday present in April because I know his birthday's in April, but I can never remember if it's like the 14th or the 24th. March, yeah, that's probably where the 3 is. Ah, you're probably right, Shiv. Damn. It's okay. I think I just said it happened in February 2011. I can't remember what I said now. I will say this is the only part I'm a little bit confused about. Japan's not even in like the top 3 for like natural disasters. It of course does. I had the Fukushima 2011 disaster hit while I was there, and it was massive. It was devastating. But a lot of the structural integrity of buildings, I think anything built past 1970, I could be wrong on this, has to be built up to code to survive like earthquakes up to almost like 7.1. So I'm a little bit confused. Number one, why? I mean, you know Japan has earthquakes. Why you moved there? Yikes! Knowing it had quite a bit of natural disasters. I mean, maybe you don't try out here in Florida either. We get hit by hurricanes pretty hardcore. So I was a little bit confused by this one. I think this is like the least valid. I would not say don't move to Japan because of natural disasters. I don't really think that's like. That's the only thing I'd say. Like, if you're really scared of earthquakes, like I'm not mocking anybody who like, you know, has like a phobia of like natural disasters, but maybe Japan's like not the place for you to begin with. So I'm a little bit confused. Why he says like he's like deathly afraid of earthquakes, and I was just like, then why Japan? He's from California too, and California has earthquakes. I don't know. If you have like a mortal fear, if it's like your number one phobia, yeah, okay, maybe that's a bad idea. Experience your first earthquake, and you will be somewhat rattled. I'm unsure where this guy lived, where he felt like the place was going to collapse on him. The only thing I can think is he lived in like a Showa era apartment, which would definitely be cheap. He's right, but I mean, it's rent's not ultra expensive there. So I'm kind of wondering what the situation was. This is. I did actually leave a message on Paulie's channel to ask him to talk live about this. So maybe we'll get a chance to do that later. So I'm not discounting his fear of earthquakes or natural disasters. Mount Fuji could erupt at any time. It's a real thing. I just saw an article recently where it said Mount Fuji creates a plan and list for what people should do while I should have said Mount Fuji staff. Fuji erupts. So I'm not completely discounting what he's saying, although I am kind of shocked that this was on the top 7, because it's kind of like, yeah, Japan, natural disasters, but still like not the top 3. I believe it's like Philippines and Indonesia are like higher than that.
Fall apart. But yeah, natural disasters kind of terrified me because it's really bad in Japan. Depending on where you live. You know, if you live in Tokyo or where the big tsunami hit Fukushima.
I was in a singing lesson when the earthquake hit. I used to sing at wedding ceremonies as a job, and I took singing lessons. Wow, that's so cool, Aaron. I mean, it's cool that you were taking singing lessons and sang. I'm not saying it's cool you were in the middle of an earthquake. I was at a school called Royal Kids, and we actually felt it all the way out in Osaka, and it shook our building out there where we saw the lights swing back and forth. And the kids did go under the table like they're taught to do, but then it stopped pretty fast. This is no joke, was practicing From the Moment On by Shania Twain for the upcoming wedding when wow. What are the lyrics again? Hold on. I kind of want to know what the lyrics are. Um, is there anything about earthquakes in it? Oh man, yeah. Um, yeah, it was pretty big. The sad part is authorities say tsunamis remind us of how many people can't swim. Oh man, dude. Even if you could swim, dude, you were dead. Dude. Did you see what the like? I mean, that picked up cars. It's like throwing cars at you, dude. Really? Like a ton of people can't. It's hard to. So like coming from Florida, it's hard to imagine because you have to learn how to swim from like 2. I remember getting thrown into a pool and like being scared out of my mind. Like when I was 2 or 3, and you had to swim to the lifeguard. Like they just do it over and over again. It was crazy. I'm not afraid of earthquakes or tornadoes for my personal being, but being left alive, homeless or something, I'd be scared to be like stuck under something and like slowly dying. That's kind of mine. I do fear all the time my wife and my son getting stuck in an earthquake. So I mean, it's real. The fear is real.
It's really bad. So just be aware that natural disasters is a daily occurrence in Japan.
The daily.
Depending where you live, you're in Kyushu, hurricanes and typhoons. If you're up north, you're gonna feel tsunamis and earthquakes. It's just natural disasters all around, and it affects.
I wouldn't live on the coast, and I wouldn't live on a micro island either. Like I know some people are like, it's so amazing to live on an island, and there's only like 500 people. Hell no. Do you know what happens? Like if you ever have like an emergency and stuff, usually you have to be life flighted off of the island to like the mainland to be able to go to a decent hospital.
All of Japan. So be aware of that. So let's move on to number 6. So number 6, this is something that happened to me personally, and I wouldn't want this to happen to other people, but again, based on my personal experience, is you get bullied a lot and you will face a lot of harassment at work. It's very common in Japan. At first, it wasn't that bad. Like, it was just mistakes I made, and I took it in. I didn't see it as an issue, but it became constant and constant. Like, oh, you didn't do this, or you didn't do this little thing. It's like something that didn't affect the lesson or the school or even the curriculum of the school.
I don't know if I faced bullying. I did face stuff. What he's talking about where they'll like nitpick tiny things. I did face that where I was just like, all right, look, if that's a problem, I quit. And they'd be like, well, wait, it's not that big. And then it's like, well, if it's not that big of a problem, then why are you ruining my day by like talking down to me about it? I did run into that. So I can. Yeah, this was like really annoying. Like I had one really horrible boss. Literally the guy I replaced had quit because of this guy. And he was like, this guy's an asshole. And I thought like, yeah, I can kind of put up with it, whatever. I'm not like, but he was just like an asshole all the time. Like he would just nitpick every little thing you did. Like there was no right way to teach English. And we're talking about teaching English to kindergartners. And I remember like if any parent would have any kind of complaint or whatever, he'd invite like all the parents in and be like, Mr. Ackerman would like to apologize about not teaching it this way or doing that. And you'd be like, you would like to say something? And I was like I did it like one time. I did one meeting like that, and I was just like, I'm done. Like, and the guy had told me, he said like he'll try to like embarrass you and like ridicule you in front of the parents, and he did that. And the first time he did it, I just quit. I was just like, oh, this guy was right. This guy really does do this. And apparently that guy had gone through 3 meetings like that. And I was like, okay, peace out. And he was like, you can't just quit. And I was like, yeah, I can. Don't flirt with female colleagues. Male Japanese colleagues hate that. Oh, I mean, really. I mean, you should be professional at work. I mean, like I think like in America, I don't know, people meet their wife and husband all the time in Japan, though. That at work, I mean, that is pretty common. Yeah, I mean, I would just say like like if you really are interested in dating someone from work, I would try to keep that outside of work. The people are really gossipy at work. I think both in America and Japan, especially Japan though, dude, like they really gossip. So you got to be like really private with what you do. Read the room. Oh yeah. Yeah. I've seen plenty of people fired because they never read the room. There's some people who are just like really, really unable to read the room. It's kind of wild. I told you guys a story about the one guy who just like blew up in the middle of a team meeting because he didn't get like a map of the world or like a globe. And they're like, what things do teachers need in their rooms? And he's like, I've been asking for a map and a globe for 2 months now. I'm a history teacher. What am I supposed to do? And he's right. I mean, he's totally right. But like he like lost it. He got fired that day.
Definitely sympathize with him.
I won't call it harassment. There's assholes everywhere. Yeah.
On this one. I will say, I think this is kind of a big problem in Japan. You will get lambasted or scolded by a superior for mistakes, big and small. You rarely get praise. I will say that's one thing America does really well.
Ikyo Sam is unable to read any room. He definitely says some stuff that you're kind of like, oh, buddy, like, not right now. I don't know. Some people really like that about him. I think sometimes it's been super funny when he's done it, and then some other times it's made it really uncomfortable.
Is give you praise. I know people think, working in America, like you're just a pawn in big corporations' game. Yeah, that's true. You're right. But I feel like I've had way more bosses in America that always told me when I did a great job or did something that improved the business, or like they would go out of their way to make sure to send me an emo or take me aside and say, great job. Of course, I'd get scolded if I did bad stuff too. Like if I failed some kind of, I don't know. I've only been back in America for 2 years, and all I've gotten is praise at my new job. So I feel like that's something Japan really lacks.
Yeah.
And when you lack that praise to balance when you're getting ridiculed or scolded or told you did something wrong, yeah, I get it. We made a mistake, him and I both. Like we probably made mistakes, like not understanding. I remember one I made where I wasn't trying to like hurt the business or affect anybody, but instead of saying, things like yoroshiku onegaishimasu when you first meet somebody, or when you're finishing at the end of the day, say otsukaresama deshita. The polite way to leave work and say, thank you for all your hard work today, guys. Have a great one. My first job ever when I was just learning Japanese, I just said "jane" and left. And they were mortified because it was in a store where everybody could see me talking to them. And the next day when I came in, they're like, never, ever leave work.
Yeah, I was really confused by this. I'd only lived in Japan like 2 months at that point. No, it would have been 2 months. No, it would have been 4 months because Nova went bankrupt in 3 months, and then I found that job only like a week later or something after Nova went bankrupt. And like, yeah, just to be like nice at the end of the day, they're all like, bye. And I was like, oh, Johnny. And then the next day they're like, Mr. Ackerman, I heard yesterday you said Johnny when you left. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, never. I was like, what? They're like, that's way too casual. This is the workplace. And I'm just like, how the fuck would I know that in 2 months of living in, or 4 months of living in Japan? When I was a bad gaijin living there, I tried my best, but not gonna lie, I've got a few stories. Yeah, we all do, Aaron. There is culture shock, of course, but there's also just like unspoken rules that you break, and like it's considered rude to move a trash can with your foot in Japan. And like, for me, I'm thinking I don't want to touch the trash can that's had all kinds of shit thrown in there from like kids' lunches from school. Of course I'm going to move it with my foot. And they're like, no, that's super rude. You need to move that with your hands. And I'm like, no. Like, what? But there have been a couple times where I had to tell someone to go F themselves. Oh, yeah, I totally did that shit. I got right back in people's faces before. I had one place where I quit, where I just, like, this one this one lady had it out for me. She was my assistant. Like she was the assistant Japanese teacher for when I taught English. And I had gotten like 2 small raises since I had been there, and she had been like begging to be a manager. And she had worked there for like 7 years or something. And she had been begging the school owner to be the manager, and he never did. And I never said anything to her about it. Like I never said like, "Well, you shouldn't be a manager." But I always thought like it's because you have no charisma like at all. Like you don't have anything that makes me want to like follow your lead. She did her job and she did her job well, but like her attitude was total shit. Like she was constantly negative. Like just, and I'm not saying like negative about the job or negative about like just negative about everything. Complain about her life, complain about the job, complaining about her ride home, complaining about people on the train. And I just thought like, yeah, you're not like really a ray of sunshine. And this is a kindergarten too, where you have to be pretty upbeat. And the 3rd year I was working there, she just decided to try and treat me like she was my boss. And I would just be like, what? And I mean, she'd like really just go out of her way to do mean shit. Like we'd have a sports day. And so I'd find out, I'd be like, what's the theme for this sports day? And I remember it was like dinosaurs for the one, because like Jurassic Park was really big. The movie, the remake, the reboot, whatever had come out. And so I started putting all this stuff together that for like different decorations. I had done it like for the last 2 years. I forget what I think one theme was like pirates, because it was Pirates of the Caribbean. And I put like this big pirate ship out there that the kids had to like jump over and stuff like that for, it was like little kids sports day. So it wasn't like big things you put together, like about this big, made out of cardboard. I painted it and stuff. And I put together like this, it was like a triceratops I made out of like paper cups and cardboard and everything. It looked pretty cool. And she was like, we're not going to need that. And I was like, why not? And she's like, I've already made something. And I looked, I was like, where is it? And she's like, well, I've already started it. And I was like, oh, all right, okay. And so I didn't throw my thing away and I didn't take it apart. I just kind of left it there and thought like, well, you know what, I'll just keep it in case we do need more props for this sports day later. And I guess that like really pissed her off. The guy who owned the school liked the stuff I made so much that he would keep like all these things I made out of cardboard. Like I made like a little vending machine that the kids could like learn how to say different numbers for like putting the numbers into the machine in English. And it was so simplistic. Like they had these big number like size coins, right? And they'd have to say what number it was and put it in there. And then I had something in the back where I'd just drop a small prize in there that would look like it would come out. And for like kindergartners, this was like freaking amazing. And he loved that. He kept it. Like all this stuff I made tons of stuff, and he kept all of it. He was like, I don't want to throw it away. It's we could use it again. And I made that. And I guess because we had our assistant switched every year. And I guess because she was the assistant and like he liked the stuff I made, this really pissed her off. And she tried to make like this volcano, and it looked like straight trash. I never said anything to her about it. I was like, I was just like, oh, what are you making? And she's like, it's obviously a volcano. And it was just like, she had kind of like taken like bags and kind of smashed them together to kind of make like a mountain shape. And then she had taken like yellow trash bags and tied them to the top. And I guess that was like supposed to be like an explosion of fire, but it just looked like kind of a triangle of trash bags with a plastic bag tied to the top. And finally I came in, like she was at me every day. Like she'd be like, yesterday this mom reported that there was like fingernail marks on their kid. Did you hold a kid too tightly or something like that? And at that time I had like the horrible habit of like biting my fingernails. So I had no fingernails, and I was like, these fingernails? And she was like, okay, fine. And like later they found out it was this other teacher who was like, she was doing something where like if a kid didn't take off his Crocs because they weren't supposed to have Crocs inside, she'd like hold them by one of their shoulders or something. And she had like these giant like Lee press-on nails. It was obviously her. And I was like, when would I ever use my fingernails to hold a kid? I didn't have any fingernails. And there was like other stuff she tried to blame me for. I forget all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, why would it? No. I filmed a video one time before I came into work, and she's like, you need to delete that video. You can't film here at work. And I was like, I've never filmed inside of our workplace. And she's like, yeah, but you're at the park filming, and it's like within like, I forget how many meters. She's like, it's within 200 meters of this building. And I was like, did the boss say something about that? Like, his name was Tanaka. And I was like, Mr. Tanaka say I couldn't do that? And she's like, no, but I think it's really inappropriate. And I was like, I'm not deleting my videos, dude. Get out of here. And she just keep making stuff up. And then one day I came there, and she had gone out of her way to disassemble and like rip apart the Triceratops thing I had made with like some other dinosaur stuff. And it was in the trash like when I got in. And I was like, oh, what happened? I was like, did Mr. Tanaka want to get rid of this stuff? And she's like, no, I already told you I've got a volcano ready. And I was like, oh, where? And like, I acted like I hadn't seen it the whole time being made. And I was like, that's a volcano? Like, I tried to never ever diss her stuff because it just felt like it was inappropriate. But I was like, that's a volcano? And she was like, well, it's not done yet. And I'd already been thinking about leaving. I was like, you know what? I talked to my wife last night about some of the problems you're having with me at this job. And I think it's time I find another job. And I just put my backpack back on and left right in the morning, like before the day even started. And she was like, what? And I just left. That was it. I never came back. She tried to call me. The boss tried to call me. I was just like, nah, man, done. I'm done, bro. And that was it, man. I never got into like a blowout fight or anything like that. I was just kind of like, okay, you're just going to sit here and make my life miserable at the job. I'll find another job. It was easy to find like a bunch of jobs back then. But I think that's the kind of thing he's talking about. Oh, listening to these stories bring you back to your Japan memories. Yeah, we'll have to talk about it sometime, Aaron. We'll have to like go full in on all the crap we had to put up with.
Work and say that again. And I was like, did I say something like nasty? Or I thought Johnny is just like, see you tomorrow. And they're like, that is not Keigo. It is not polite language. But that place, that was kind of like what he's talking about, where they would like nitpick all different types of stuff. I remember I bought protein powder and I brought it to work, and they saw my bag was open and had protein powder in it. And they scolded me for the inside of my bag being dirty with protein powder because I guess some had spilled out. They're like, don't leave your dirty bag open at work. And I was like, okay, sorry. Like, why are you going through my bag? Like, it's like it was.
They weren't really going through my bag, but like there was like a closet where you put your stuff. And like I have like a section of the closet, like it's like lined up, right? So you put your jacket up top, you put your bag at the bottom. And I guess mine was like slightly open, and I'm not talking like piles of protein powder everywhere, but my bag was black, and it was like vanilla protein powder, and it was like slightly like in the bottom of my bag, like just a little bit had spilled out. And they're like, look, come over here and look at this. This is disgusting. Don't leave your bag like this. And I was like, what happened? Did it spill somewhere or something? And they're like, no, but your dirty bag is open. And I was like, oh, okay. Why? What? Like no parent, no customer would have come in, gone to the staff closet, opened it, looked inside and been like, is this Mr. Ackerman's bag with protein powder in the bottom? And I was just like, what? I remember my Japanese assistant at that time, I turned to her and was like, and she's just like, that's ridiculous. Like, even she was like, that's so stupid that they're angry about that. She's like, that's really silly. Dude, I had the same place where that one lady where I quit, she went through my bag one time, and I forget what her excuse, I'm trying to remember what her excuse was. Oh, we were writing the plans out. I forget I think it was Hop Yokai, which is like a Christmas play. And she had gone through my backpack and been like, I was checking to see what the plans you had written out for Hop Yokai were. And like I had brought my sketchbook because I drew on the train on my way to work, and she's like, you shouldn't bring your sketchbook to work. And I was like, I said I draw on the train. Am I not allowed to draw on the train? My ride out there was like an hour long. And she's like, don't bring your Nintendo DS or your sketchbook to work. And I was like, no, dude, like what? Like it's just like stuff like that where just fuck you, dude. First of all, why are you going through my backpack? Second of all, like I'll bring whatever the fuck I want in my backpack. Like get the fuck out of here. That kind of stuff like really pissed me off. Good thing she didn't find her weed. Yeah, right. That's all of us. We all mad ganja up in here, right?
I was pushed back into like a closet or something and like that really pissed them off. So there is weird stuff like that where you're like, are you just like looking for something to be angry about? So I'm guessing that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, the one lady I worked with, that lady was always trying to find something to be pissed off about. And you know what the worst part was? She was like, the reason she was so angry and so bitter was she had a half kid, which is obviously, I don't care. I have 2 half kids myself, but she had moved to Canada, hooked up with some dude, gotten pregnant, and then he just like dipped. And like she went back to Japan with a half kid and was like a single mom with a half kid. And she just fucking hated Gaijin after that. Like she just hated all of us. And like, it's just like, well, then why are you doing this? And well, I learned how to speak English. It's like, okay, I'm not the guy who, we're not all the same Gaijin. And he was Canadian too. I'm not even Canadian.
Let's let him continue. I'm going on a tangent too much.
It would just be meaningless things at work, and it used to bother me. Some people will bully you, I should say, that you didn't do this, or you didn't communicate well, or you didn't do this specifically, you didn't put a happy face, you didn't finish on time. They'll complain about everything. And that was like one of the few jobs I worked in Japan that used to do that. So be aware, they will be, how can I say, on your ass. Seriously.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like grumpy. In America, no one would ever go through your backpack. That'd be like, I mean, unless there was like, even I work at a school and they're allowed to go through people's backpacks because they have like metal detectors and stuff like that. But if they were going to go through your backpack at school, like they would give a really good reason. Like they'd have to be like, you'd probably be in like some kind of big trouble if they were going to go through your backpack. They would never do that without your permission. That would be crazy if like the principal came into the room and said, I mean, she could do it if she wanted to. It's just going to be a bunch of sketchbooks again. But like, that would be crazy. Like you don't touch anybody's personal stuff at work, like in America. Like that's just, I can't imagine like go next door to like the teacher whose classroom is connected to mine and start rifling through her purse or her backpack or her like, jackets and stuff. Like, dude, what the fuck? I couldn't believe that in Japan. I think like I said, there was people I worked with there who were like going out of their way to find stuff to be angry about. That was the weirdest thing, is that you work some of those jobs where they like, especially like Nova, our lead at Nova really hated Gaijin. Like she was so angry. Like, she was like this young girl too. She was only like 20 years old or something. And I remember coming through the door, like stepping into work, and you had like a badge you wore. And I'd walk through the door and I'd unzip my bag and I'd take my badge out. And she would already be at the door being like, where's your badge at? And I'd be like, I'm getting it out right now. And she'd be like, you need to wear it when you're at work. And I'm like, yeah, I just walked in. She's like, fine. And like, I thought like, I was like, what the hell did I do to this? All my friends said she'd do the same thing to them. Like they'd walk through the door, and it was all like men. I guess she had broken up with like a dude. And like every guy who would come through the door, she'd be like, where's your badge? She's so angry. We're like, Jesus. When Nova started to go bankrupt, we didn't get our paychecks. And she started calling people and being like, hey, you need to be at work today. And people weren't showing up because they didn't get their paychecks. So they were like afraid to spend money on transportation, right? And like my friend said, like she'd even be angry at, he'd be like, I'm not sure I want to come to work. I mean, I'm really low on money now. Like we had just moved there and we didn't have a ton of savings. And he's like, and you didn't pay me. So like, I don't want to like waste money on a traveling to a place that doesn't pay. And she's like, that's no excuse. You need to be in here. She's like, some of our staff didn't get paychecks either, but we're here. I was like, good for you. That was crazy. Oh, yeah. Aaron, same here. I always had a job ready. Like during the time any of this kind of stuff went down, like I had jobs lined up for miles. I had connections in like ALT, Kiowa, like I had friends working in all different types of stuff. So if I needed a job, like I could have one in a couple days. Especially there was like an ALT place called Minerva, and I was friends with the guy who was like the hiring person there. So if a job started to turn south, I'd call him up and be like, hey, anybody drop out? Because you'd always have people who went home halfway through their contract. I'd be like, where do you need somebody right now? And he'd be like, Fuji Data lost like 3 teachers. And I was like, all right, I'll pick it up. I'm going to be done with this job tomorrow. He'd be like, all right, man, come on in on Friday. And I'd have like a new job like in 2 days. But I don't know I don't think you could probably do that now. I think like the market is kind of like too low paying and too saturated. Is the worst job a woman can have is she's young and not a nurse. The older nurses I heard will make her live in hell. Really? Oof. Pay me or I'm out. Yeah, though that was what happened with Nova. We all just stopped showing up. The craziest thing with Nova is they gave us our paychecks. But before they gave us our paychecks, they took a chunk out for the apartment that they placed you in. And they'd way overcharge you for the apartment. For example, for a 3-bedroom apartment, all 3 of us got charged $600, which is insane. Like there's no way rent costs that much where we live. And I remember researching before I went there, they said the first thing you need to do when you work for Nova is find your own apartment, because you're getting robbed pretty much. Like they're taking way more than the apartment's actually worth. So in the first month, I found a place to live, and I had other friends who were still working for Nova and they didn't get paid. And on top of it, Nova didn't pay their rent. So they got kicked out of their apartment and they didn't have a paycheck. Oh, don't leave until the boss leaves. Mostly as a gaijin, you don't have to do that. Yeah. Anyway, guys, we're hitting 3 hours and 30 minutes. I want to go through the rest of this video, but like literally, I can feel my voice giving out. This has been quite a week. It's been a crazy week. So I want to rest my voice a little bit. I do think I want to jump online with an online game later tonight because it's still kind of early. It's only 8 o'clock. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to end it here. We'll talk more about this video. Aaron, you got to jump on and tell us some of these stories. Let's talk more about this tomorrow. I want to do like a whole video and just like work horror stories. And when I say horror stories, I just mean like dealing with shitty people. So I want to save that for the future, but I got to give my voice a rest. It's like I can literally feel it wearing down. Let me jump off of here for now. I'll finish the rest of this video doing a reaction to my reaction video, which is total shit. Scott, great job. But I want to discuss more of these stories because, man, I bet you got some great ones. And people need to know this kind of stuff because they need to protect themselves. They need to be ready. Like this guy, the one great thing Paulie does here is he's like, I finally, I had to speak up and like shout back at them and tell them I wasn't going to take it. And I was like, yeah, this guy's totally right. So we need to talk more about that. I need to probably make a specific video about that. But it's been fun hanging out here. We've had some good laughs, some good times, always fun. I'm going to jump off for now, and then I'm going to jump onto Discord. I'm going to go into the gaming channel, and I'd like to see what everybody's up to. If there's like a game we could all kind of connect on. I want to see how many people have Monster Hunter Wilds, and if not that, then maybe Jonah and I can convince more people to buy Aneurysm. But dude, always fun to talk to you guys. This is a blast. Yeah, you guys take care too. And I think tomorrow we're going to pick up the TTRPG. Oh, one thing I do want to talk to you guys about is trying to play a little bit earlier tomorrow. If possible, I'd like to play a little bit after 2 o'clock. I'm finding, especially on Sundays, I need to end everything way earlier because I need like the night. I need the nighttime to recover. It helps me reboot socially. There's a new members video that just published. Oh yeah, and I gotta apologize for that. A members video I made last week was uploading this whole time. There's some kind of weird problem with YouTube recently where you'll upload and it'll stick on pending, which means it's like doing these checks to see if you're not like cussing or I don't know, doing something crazy through the video, and it'll just stay on pending for ages. And I was uploading my video now, and I found that one was still pending, and it just finished. Yeah, we can start earlier in the day. Okay, that'd be good. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Anyway, love y'all. You guys have a great one.